Michael Jordan is why we have casuals talking basketball, because they can't explain the game. You're going to do a great job tomorrow explaining why Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a great high school player. You're just not going to do good enough to say he's better than LeBron. But at the end of the day, you could recognize greatness. Jordan fans can't. Kobe fans can't. Zesty Jeffries can't.
Well,
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B League and A Johnny. Y'all know we go live every Sunday, noon Eastern time. What is it? It's noon Eastern time on Sunday. We're here to do the Lord's work. Thank you for joining us on another great Sunday afternoon. As you guys know, we're going to talk the game of basketball. We're going to talk about the GOAT of basketball, LeBron James. And in general, we're just going to have a great show and enjoy a great Sunday afternoon. So thank you for joining us here on another great GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. You guys need to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, check out the membership in GOAT James Kingdom. As you guys know, we do big things and got big perks for our memberships. We also got a few members and also panelists here. We got King John in the building. What up, King John?
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Y'all know who Craig is. Craig is in the building. Shout out to you, Craig. What's good, brother?
Yo.
All right, we got T Perfect in the building. Shout out to T Perfect, representing always, like usual, a GOAT James Kingdom member and an MJ delegate. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys?
All right, so we're here again to have a great Sunday afternoon. Y'all know who I am. I don't have to say too much because I let my game speak for me. I'm A. Johnny, the Exposer. I got my partner, B. Lee, the sports analyst. What we got for these wonderful folks today, Brandon?
What's good, everybody? So today we're going to talk about what is greatest, because there's this misconception that greatest just means the best in people's minds, but the greatest means signifying the one who above all in a given category or a given set. That is what greatest means. So where we're talking about the greatest of all time, we're not talking about who we think is the best in something. We're talking about who's above everyone all. When we're talking about winning, we're not talking about who we think did it the best. We're talking about who is above everybody. Bill Russell is above everybody in the winning category. That's what greatest is. So I'm gonna go around the table and I'm gonna see what you guys what y'all want to add to what greatest is. So let's start with John. So John, what do you think greatest is?
What I think it is, is really what you explained. But in my eyes, I always looked at is you the best, you best at that particular thing. I mean, if you the best writer, I mean, out of all the writers in history, you the best. It's no question about who the best. And that's how I always look at it. You the best out of all time at that thing, and that's what greatest is to me. Not who looks the best doing it. When he shoots the best, so he got to be the greatest. No, you just the best. That's it. The most consistent, the best. That's how I always looked at it.
How do you describe greatest?
well, it depends. Well, for me, it depends because you can use that in any term and you can interpret it to anything. Because you could say the greatest, like you'll use the greatest, like instance, the greatest scorer. Of course, you could say the person with the most points. But when someone say, for instance, Jay-Z's the greatest rapper, how do you determine what did he do that's the greatest? You can't determine that. You're not going to use album sales because if that's the case, it would be another, whoever sold the most records. So it's all of how you
I mean,
it's all of how you interpret it when you interpret it. So you can say greatest meaning something with the most, or you can say greatest as this individual what they did that you think is better than anyone else, no matter the intervals or how many times they did it.
Okay. All right, Travis.
um, I mean, it really depends on, I mean, what you're doing. I mean, like you can be the best in your profession or the greatest in your profession, or I think greatness is just excelling in whatever you're doing in every aspect of it. I mean, if we're talking about basketball, it's excelling on both sides, dominating in whatever category is offered for the sport, whether that's awards, stats, winning things like that, just being overall the greatest or greatness, like dominating in pretty much every regard, no matter what you're doing.
Majority got anything to add to that?
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, greatness is achieving great things, whether it's great accomplishments, great records. Great is basically accomplishing things that are never been done before. You're the greatest at something. So greatness must apply to all of the great things that exist in whatever category you're talking about. So you must be able to define what's considered great first in whatever category you're talking about, and then how does that apply to the individual you're saying is the greatest or possesses that greatness. So that's just the fact of the matter. So if you're going to talk about greatness, you have to be accomplishing something great, which is something that's not easily done, rarely done. Only a few has ever done it, if anyone has done it, and it's considered a great accomplishment amongst all the things within that particular category.
Yeah, I understand when you talk about greatness. Greatness is a lot of things, you know. Greatness is not just one.
Yes.
Greatness, like being great. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of great scores. Like scoring,
Mm-hmm.
people show their greatness when they're scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about the greatest, you're not talking about multiple players. You're talking about one.
Yeah,
When you're talking
greatest.
about,
Yeah, greatest
yeah,
is just one individual. Yes.
yeah,
I agree
when you,
there. I agree there.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
when you're talking about, say for instance, we're talking about who's the greatest rebounder, the greatest shot blocker. We're gonna s- stick to one person. We're not gonna say, well, the greatest is five different people who are great shot blockers. Yes, we're going to say five different players are great shot blockers, but we're talking about who's the greatest. We're going to always talk about one. And I believe this is the trap that Jordan fans and they get themselves in when they're talking about who's the greatest player of all time, because they're not talking about someone who's above them all. They're talking about who they think did it the best. You sometimes you have to take your bias out when you're talking about who is the greatest of all time, because that term has been used differently so many times without even explaining like what it means. The greatest, that's one player. The greatest in what? Like the definition says, signifying the one who surpasses all in a given category or a given set. Like who has the most categories that they're the greatest in? I mean, that's easily LeBron James. I think most people know that when you talk about different categories, different records, LeBron has more than anybody. So that's the trap that they get themselves in when they talk to us. We saw it yesterday. Um, when I know it's they haven't came across us before, but when they started talking about why Michael Jordan was the greatest, the only thing they could say was the things that Michael Jordan is not number one in. Over half of them. It was just a few of them that Michael Jordan is the greatest in. And when we
No.
ramble off 20 plus different things, we just leave them speechless. I know Miles
Remember?
was short and yours was longer, but we just left them speechless.
Hey, remember when Mingo Jester gave us what, three things? Remember he gave us three things Michael Jordan had that nobody else had. You remember that? And it was three things.
it was
I
really
mean,
two.
sometimes, I sit
Clarification.
there and I like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're saying that. Michael Jordan is the greatest because he has more MVPs over LeBron James. Like, like I understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying, but how does that make Michael Jordan the greatest of all time? LeBron James scored 8 points in an NBA Finals game. How does that make Shaquille O'Neal better than LeBron James? How does that make Magic Johnson better than LeBron James? How does that make anybody better than LeBron James because he had 8 points in an NBA Finals game? Like I understand it was a poor performance. Every player has poor performances, but how does that signify someone being greater than someone because of what LeBron James did in a game? Like
You guys
that is
sound
what
you
that's
guys
what I
sound
will always
surprised.
try to understand. Go ahead, Travis.
You sound surprised. I mean, like I just looked at them and the reaction to what Ticket was saying, and I'm like, these guys aren't basketball fans. They are narrative fans. They're fair. Like they're gonna go to 2011. They're gonna go to 6-0. They're gonna go to Michael Jordan scored this much. They're also they can't define. I mean, I think I can, but I'm like they're not. They don't talk the game. They talk narratives. They hear what people parrot. These talking heads, ESPN, and people like Ticket who are just shock jocks. They leech onto him. He's like guys and people like him are just people who get a big following because they just say things that they want to hear because it reinforces their bias. They don't want to take. They want to take time to do reading research for themselves or get clarification for their stance. And it's just when you can just predict everything they're going to say right off the jump, it's just like you lose all interest in the debate. I was like, they're going to say this and that, and they did. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. It wasn't interesting to me after that.
And then another thing that they like to use is Jordan did more things in less time. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? He did more in less time.
That they forgot about Bill Russell.
Craig always
That's
says
what it
that.
tells me.
The 15 seasons. Craig always says in 15 seasons. Y'all got to do everything in 15 seasons.
I
Well,
You
mean,
got to do it in
I
15.
what I said was Jordan made it where you had to play at least 20 seasons to be in the GOAT debate. That's what I said.
why is that?
It was a go 20 seasons with me.
I mean, why is that? I don't understand that either.
Because because like you said, he was the first person they called the GOAT or whatever based on whatever he did. So now everyone who's saying that could be the GOAT who's making this push, they accomplished a lot into. I'm not saying they didn't accomplish enough, but they accomplished a lot in their 20 seasons to be compared to what the people who were saying Jordan the GOAT did.
But if Jordan didn't need the 15 seasons, then why does anybody else need 20 seasons? Why can't I just say LeBron's the GOAT
I'm
without
saying,
the resume?
I'm not saying that you have to have played 20 seasons, but to be honest, to have a legitimate case, you would have to have 20 seasons of greatness. And only two people had that. That was Kareem and LeBron. And that's the only two other people that everybody compares them to. Those the only three people. You can make a case for Bill Russell. You can make a case for Wilt. But everybody always makes a strong case for Kareem and LeBron.
I mean, Jordan fans do like I mean, you're just talking about what Jordan fans think. Like Bill Russell had 9 titles in his first 10 years with 5 MVPs.
Like I said, there's no. There is a case for Bill Russell. There is a case for Wilt, but it's not strong how people making cases for LeBron and Kareem.
No, no, that's what Jordan fan. I mean, you're
There is. I'm not saying
misinterpreting
there's
what
no
people
case for
think.
Bill
That's
Russell
just
because he didn't
yeah.
play. I'm just saying the emphasis on the emphasis that people gravitate to is the Kareem, LeBron, and Jordan.
Yeah, yes, I understand that, but
I'm
when
not
you're
saying
just talking about what,
there's no case for anybody
yeah,
else who didn't play, but I'm saying he made it where it's that you have to have a strong case of literally 20 seasons worth to look. There is a GOAT James kingdom. It's not a GOAT Bill Russell kingdom.
Yeah, they
okay,
can't
and
work the
we're
internet. Bill Russell fans can't work the internet.
yeah, I mean, if we're talking about who did more in less time, that's Bill Russell. Like that narrative, like their case is always Bill Russell. He the first 10 years, 9 titles and 5 MVPs. Like there's nothing better
Like I
that
said,
than
there's a
that
GOAT
in less
James
time.
Kingdom. There's
Yeah,
no
there's
GOAT Bill
no.
Russell Kingdom.
I mean, what does that have to do with doing something in less time? That has nothing to do with GOAT James Kingdom. We didn't create this channel because what LeBron James did in 20 seasons. We created this channel for the disrespect that LeBron James get from a lot of LeBron haters and Jordan fans about how he's not great. We have to constantly show and prove why he's great.
And that's the problem. Y'all give the attention to the wrong people. I never said LeBron James was a bad player. I've never said
Of course, you never
anything
said
about,
that. You
huh?
say he's second greatest. You say he's the second greatest you ever seen. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
But y'all say it's disrespect. Saying he's the second greatest player out of every NBA player who stepped on foot on the court, whether it was ABA, NBA, CBA,
That's Jordan fans.
NCAA.
That's Jordan fans as well. That's Jordan fans. They think it's disrespect to not put him as number one.
No, I've never said, yo, I sleep well at night if you think LeBron James is the greatest player ever. You would never, no. I don't understand how someone's opinion could be this so catastrophic.
Oh God, we got our friend Toby in the chat starting up already.
Oh, you should. I mean, Craig, you should have heard them last night.
Mr. Safe in the comments.
It was catastrophic the way Brandon and I was talking. Brandon and I just explaining why LeBron's great. They couldn't even accept Brandon saying there's no such thing as super teams. They were just that upset. Like just to say that alone created a stir. I can't even say the Miami Heat overachieved because LeBron won 2 NBA championships back to back, plus went to the finals 4 years in a row. They can't even fathom it. Nor can they even accept the fact that LeBron James didn't even choke in 2011. I mean, like the thing is the fact that they can't accept anything because they think they can dictate how we talk the game of basketball. Like Brandon said, we just want to be able to show how LeBron's great. And they keep telling us all the things that are great about LeBron is not really great. They try to shove it away with longevity and silly terms that really mean nothing. So super teams, team hopping, stat padding. I mean, now they're showing footage of LeBron James not running down the court. If I showed y'all a clip and a quote of Kobe Bryant saying that he doesn't run down the court, he's done doing stuff like that, what are y'all gonna say?
Listen, there's politics on both sides. I've seen people do that about LeBron, and they show a video of. Now the thing is, they showing what Wemby is that little stupid play that Wemby did when he did the spin move and dunk. Now that's going viral.
That was nasty though. That was a nasty move though. That was a nasty move though. That was nasty. That's a good move.
He wouldn't clear LeBron out with his arm.
He wouldn't have done that 10 years ago.
Facts. I mean, he still could do it. Wemby's nasty. I don't get it confused. Wemby's the future.
Like, LeBron was still 6'9" 10 years ago.
That's not about being 6'9". It's about being agile enough. LeBron's not agile enough to play the defense he played 10 years ago, but he's still good enough to play defense. That's why he was on him. No questions asked. All right, so he scored on LeBron James. You think Wemby hasn't scored before? Yeah, what is wrong with y'all? Like y'all, like
50
that's
points
like,
in the game.
Yeah, that's like us always showing you Allen Iverson scoring on Jordan and saying that's why Jordan can't guard nobody. No, that's like, come on. That's not how it's done. That's not how you talk the game of basketball. And that's how you get exposed by the exposer and Brandon when you step up to GOAT James Kingdom with that nonsense. Because talking the game is very easy. The game is there for us. It's simple basketball.
Like I said, I can't wait till a couple of it's getting to that time now. You see what they're saying. That point, everything I say about what Jordan and his players doing, they're starting already about this generation.
What are they saying about this generation? We talking about which generation?
I'm talking about the players that recently retired. They're recently like the Tracy McGrady's.
The 2000s. The 2000s. Yeah, of course. Because once we get into 2030, what y'all gonna say about the 2000s? Y'all think the 2000s is still gonna be relevant? No, we're in 2030, 2034.
Hey, Craig, I think the players you talking about, what they hating about is the money these guys are making. I believe that's where the hate is coming from. It's the money.
Well, they hate for everything because ain't nobody in the 90s was making what they was making in the 2000s either.
Yeah, but
It's always about money then.
I
Kareem
mean,
wasn't making what he was making, what they're making now in the 70s.
Yeah, but they got the what's it called? They already got the letter of approval from the 90s players. So the 2000 players are fine. Guys like T-Mac and Kobe and them, they won't consider LeBron James a part of that 2000 crew. But you know,
just like yesterday, Kobe era was tougher than LeBron's era, even though they played 13 seasons together in the NBA.
oh, that's 65% of Kobe's career, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know math,
And then what they did versus each other didn't actually matter. But the record and the stats that they did 13 years playing against each other just didn't matter. Like,
no, it did. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter to them because they like to make things up. Why care about things that matter when you can just make things up, Brandon? If I could just make it up as we go along, why do I care? I could just make things up and lie. The man started off 20 minutes into the debate with you saying a lie, and you didn't even say that. Like he was like, yo, you lied, and he called you out. He was like, you pointing in the camera and everything, you lied. He didn't even listen to what you said.
first, I didn't know what he was talking about. Like, I didn't even mention Boston.
He was talking about me when I was saying that teams built super teams to beat LeBron, because I mentioned that.
But no, but when? Like,
in the debate we had prior, that was me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said you
didn't.
the 19 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
no time last night that anything was said like that. I said that on the first debate when I was like,
over a week ago.
Exactly. I said teams came together and built teams to beat LeBron James. If you want to talk about building super teams, teams built super teams for LeBron. That's what I was telling them. You know, when I say stuff, they don't listen. They just hear tidbits and try to run with it. They don't know how to argue or even make a valid statement or a valid argument. They don't know. They can't do it. All they can do is try to overtalk us. That, as you can see last night, he tried to overtalk everybody. So
but that's
I had to take over. Tiki made his match. I told him, I'm him. You found him.
Is there any way that you could show Davies reason why Jordan was the GOAT? I forgot to ask you about it earlier.
I can show it. Let me try to pull it up here. Give me a second. Let me all right, yeah, let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. When did he have it? It was somewhere around the 130 mark.
Yeah, it was right after me.
Y'all was calling LeBron the GOAT before he was number one in anything. So those go ahead trying to twist stories of things either. Don't do that. Y'all was calling him the greatest when he wasn't number one in anything. So don't start that now. Now y'all want to get technical of what the word greatest means.
His resume is getting better. So
I mean, what you talking about? When I don't understand what that supposed to mean. Who's calling LeBron the greatest before he accomplished anything? I
didn't say before he accomplished anything. I said
2010.
before he was number one in anything. That's what I said. There's a big difference. So don't go twisting my words.
I said in 2016, I believe LeBron was the greatest.
That's what I said. 16.
He had a lot of records and a lot of number one things.
A lot of us felt that same way.
But you had him number one, the greatest, because of a championship. So
he didn't have the most championships. He had a lot of other things.
He did a lot of other things. Other seasons he did, but that particular season, 2016, when he happened to win a championship, that particular season is what you called him the greatest of all time. It's really because of everything else before he did in 2016. But
I mean, as everything including, he did something no one thought was possible.
Well,
he did.
I could say that for Jordan. I could say I could use 96. I know someone could win 70 games and win a championship.
Yeah, that was great.
Davey guy was close to it, but he was fumbling the bag. Like he came close, but he didn't say that Jordan arguably he can articulate why Jordan has arguably the best or the most balanced resume, which I think he does, but he just wasn't about to say because he kept getting derailed by Bill Russell has 11. It doesn't matter. Like he wasn't able to counteract that because he doesn't know the actual game.
Is it up? Do y'all see the video?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
All right, so let's y'all ready to play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so this is from last night's debate between GOAT James Kingdom and the Refuse to Lose Sports Channel. Shout out to them. Again, Ticket TV was not supposed to show up last night for the debate because Martell was trying to get in touch with him for a very long time for Brandon and Ticket TV to have a debate. Once Martell set up the debate between us and the Refuse to Lose channel, that's when Ticket TV said that he would appear. And obviously Martell was going to let Ticket appear because Ticket has a large fan base. So Martell, shout out to you for allowing this to happen. But this was after everybody left and we were able to finally get a chance to speak without cutting each other off. And this is Davey Dallas, who is of the Refuse to Lose podcast, Refuse to Lose Sports podcast on YouTube. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Let me go ahead and press play.
Damn world showed up to watch LeBron James break the scoring record. He scored 37 points in 3 damn quarters, and he also had the greatest.
Y'all can hear that?
In history when he played.
Yeah, I can hear a little. It's kind of low.
What you can hear? You know what you're saying.
What he has done as a basketball player.
No,
That's how I can hear, but
let me know if y'all can hear it or not. Can y'all hear it? All right, hold on, wait.
No, that was actually pretty good. And please
How about now?
on the sides because Ticket definitely wants to debate you 1v1, and we definitely have to set that up. Davey, go ahead, and then we're going to close with the.
Yeah, it's louder.
It's louder.
Just your overall statements. You know, who is your GOAT, and please list the reasons why. And if you guys have more time, maybe we can do a few more questions. But go ahead, Davey.
All right. So let me at least state this first. I'm not a Kobe fan, Jordan fan, or LeBron James fan. So this is totally unbiased to me. Jordan, to me, is the greatest of all time. I will say this because if you look at, when I look at the GOAT debate, I look at 5 different categories. You look at accomplishments, longevity, winning, statistics, and the eye test. When you look at all of those, LeBron James gets one of those next, and that's longevity. That's not the same.
Hey, pause that.
That's not to say he hasn't won.
He said pause it.
Johnny, so I can literally tell you his whole talking point is around this one video that's like 8 years old.
I was just about to say that too.
It's called The Truth About the GOAT Debate. And like he's only listing the categories that were there. And he's quoting that exact video. He's a scrub.
And he's reading off a script as well.
He is.
And just to let you know, accomplishments and achievements, LeBron. Longevity, LeBron. Winning, you can say it's Jordan, but if you're just going off of championships, it's just Jordan. We'll give that to Jordan so we don't have an argument. He also mentioned stats, which is also LeBron, and obviously what we know is the eye test, which at the end of the day is also LeBron. So the categories even that he listed as the 5, only one Michael Jordan had. They lie to say Jordan has the 4. And they use that because, again, it sounds nice. Like you said, he heard it 8 years ago. It worked well on everybody else. But 8 years ago, GOAT James Kingdom didn't exist. 8 years ago, Brandon and I did not meet one another. So that's why he's been able to do that for 8 years. But after last night, I guarantee you he won't use that ever again. Let's go ahead. Y'all want me to continue?
Yeah, go ahead. You know LeBron got all 5.
Oh wait, y'all know when I put my hand on my head like that. Y'all know what that means, right?
Yeah, because he's talking about, well, I'm not a Jordan fan just so he could lessen the blow. Like,
I don't know why they do that. That's the new thing.
You already know
That's
that. You already know I'm turning into exposed. It's like David Bannon when his eyes turn green. It's a wrap. You done got me pissed off. You done said some stupid shit, and you about to get exposed. But let's let Davey Dallas finish. Again, this is Davey Dallas, who's also a Miami Heat fan. Shout out to him for that. But he's a part of the Refuse to Lose Sports podcast on YouTube. Support those brothers. They do a good job. They talk more than basketball as well. Shout out to them. But let's let him continue. Give us his Michael Jordan take.
He doesn't have a lot of stats accumulatively. We know that when we talk about the total amount, that's the longevity thing when it comes to statistics. You look at per game stats, Jordan averages more. The only thing he doesn't average more per game is rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage. And that's because LeBron James is in the paint a lot more than Jordan is. Jordan is the more of a jump shooter is than LeBron is. LeBron has improved in his career, but when it comes down to now, what LeBron has been in his career, he has not been a jump shooter. We talk about the weaknesses. LeBron James has multiple weaknesses. Jordan's only weaknesses, what most people say, will be his three-point shot. That's about it. But if you look at the average of back in the league when Jordan played, he averaged what everyone else averaged around that same time. If not, it was just a tick lower than that. But that was about it. LeBron James is significantly lower than anyone else in his era in the three-point shot. But what LeBron James is worse at is his free throw percentage. Everyone knows that. He's probably one of the worst free throw percentage superstars in the NBA history. Now,
Cap.
when it comes to accolades, we're not talking about total awards that you have. That's not accolades. Accolades is comes to everything else. It's MVPs, found MVP, scoring titles, NBA, all defensive, all NBA, and All Star. The only thing LeBron James has more than Jordan in those is All Star and All NBA. That's it. He doesn't have more MVPs. He doesn't have more Finals MVPs
Well,
or
that's
more
true.
scoring titles. So that's the reason why I believe that's the case. And also, when you look at LeBron's finals opponents, if you look at the on average of wins, it's 60.8. Jordan, 61.2. So when it comes to that, when we want to talk about those guys as well, also look at when LeBron James played in 2011. Jason Kidd only averaged 9.8 points per game. When you look at the guy that played in Portland when Jordan played Portland in the finals, that guy averaged 21.2 points per game. That's more than what Jason Kidd did this time. And a lot of guys don't give, I believe it was Patterson was his name, they don't give the credit that they give Jason Kidd. So that's my final statement. Jordan
What does it have to do with anything?
LeBron James second.
Go ahead,
You was there. Why you want to ask him?
Was Jason Kidd the second leading scorer for Dallas?
Of course not. He's like the fourth or fifth,
Oh, okay.
if that. But
Yeah, I remember that
All right,
video.
hold on,
like,
wait. Let's get this super chat in. Shout out to the Wad. Shout out to you, Mr. Zion. Thank you for supporting what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom and doing the super chat. Also, check out our GOAT James Kingdom membership for $4.99. You can become a member of the channel and do great things with us here. As you can see, we continue to show why LeBron's the GOAT. As he stated right here in this super chat here, he put LeBron still hasn't scored under 10 points in the regular season since 2007. Insane work. Indeed, that is facts. The man is just incredible. He continues to show everybody why he's the greatest to ever play the game. And in 2007, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, gosh, let me tell you, in 2007, I had 3 less children. That shows you how long ago that was. All right, so that's what we doing around here in GOAT James Kingdom. Thank you for supporting what we do here. I didn't say your name right, Dawid, if I'm saying it correct, Dawid. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate you, Mr. Zion. Let's get back to today's program. But that was a great debate last night. If Ticket TV didn't show up, I believe it would have been a greater debate, and a lot of Michael Jordan fans would have been more satisfied with the results. Because y'all know at the end of the day, Ticket TV can't handle GOAT James Kingdom. I'm glad I showed up because he wasn't going to let Brandon talk. He cut Brandon off 2 minutes into Brandon's first conversation, his first take.
yeah, and just getting back to Davey and his Jordan, why Jordan is the GOAT. I think this is what they all fall to when they talk about who's the greatest. They only stick with LeBron. So in their minds, they're saying that LeBron is the measuring stick for Michael Jordan. I think that's one of their issues. They concede that LeBron is the measuring stick, and they bring up some weird things just to measure it. For instance, that Jason Kidd thing, like I really don't understand what that was even about. He's trying to say, I'm thinking he's talking about
He said
Terry
that from
Porter
radio
for
too.
Portland, average 21. I'm not sure, but I don't know what that had to do with anything. That was just weird. And then his requirements. He's saying that accolades and honors, whatever he said, does not include everything. It's just what he thought it did, which is fine. You could say that Jordan has certain honors and achievements that you think are more legit than what the NBA states, but this is the NBA. We're going to continue to go by what the NBA states. We're not going to go by what fans think as well. I didn't get a chance to actually ask him anything because we were trying to finally go on like script, but Johnny put basically nail in the coffin for him, and
If you go by the NBA with the NBA state, what about the NBA commissioner?
okay.
Craig. You said you wasn't ready for today's show. You didn't even know what today's show was about. Now you over here just throwing shit out there.
Hey, I'm just
Not-
asking
not-
questions.
But Brandon, we have a super chat. We have a super fragilistic alidocious chat right here. Shout out to Maybachs with a real super chat, man. Thank you so much for this. This is big time. Again, Brandon and I cannot continually tell you how much we have gratitude and appreciation for what you guys do to help us do what we do. And yes, we will continue exposing these bums. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon and I have a book for LeBron James greatness. We haven't wrote it yet because his career's not done yet. We have yet to give y'all even one chapter of the book. This is how much shit Brandon and I got. Y'all don't understand. They gave us a 2.5 year head start. They fucked up. They fucked up.
And I was still adding to it yesterday.
And
Still
and
adding
so
to it.
so Maybachs, again, thank you for this super chat. We appreciate you so much. And again, don't be afraid to check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership because like we tell you guys, we are out here cooking zesty Jeffries left and right. So thank you for this super chat. We appreciate you so much. We're going to continue to cook these zesty Jeffries because they can't talk the game of basketball. So y'all go ahead and check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership. Like I said, it's only $4.99 to become a member of the Knights of GJK. You'll get exclusive GJK content and material. You'll get member shout-outs and shout-outs. Obviously, if you do super chats, you get shout-outs. Then we have other tiers that requires other perks and things like that are given to you because this is what we do for our GOAT James Kingdom members. We're going to continue to show you guys that LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball. He's going to continue to show it as he's doing it in his 22nd NBA season. So thank you again for supporting what we do here. This is the Sunday afternoon show with the Clutch Sports Hitmen. This is the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We do this every Sunday noon. We do the Lord's work. All right, get your fantasy football team ready because it's almost close for football to start. But if you're not a football fan, like we know you are because you're a basketball fan. You're here watching us. Thank you again. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to check out our membership in GOAT James Kingdom.
You know, I want to ask Commissioner why he thinks Jordan's the GOAT. I want to know his explanation of why he feels Jordan the GOAT.
I believe it's easy because he hasn't talked to us yet. That's the simple thing.
You want my opinion, Craig? You want my opinion?
Don't say it has
Jordan was
anything
his
to do
boss.
with money because LeBron made him more money than he made when he was with Jordan.
No, it's not about money. The NBA is fine. The NBA got $76 billion recently. They're fine. The reason he did that is to ensure that Michael Jordan will be at any special NBA event that Silver requests him to be at. If he would have said that LeBron's the GOAT, he would have trouble getting Michael Jordan to show up at any event that would revolve around the NBA. So just to stay good, clean face, just to say good, and that's fine, and that's smart. That is actually smart because, like he said, don't tell LeBron this, and that was the joke that he gave because in reality, LeBron doesn't really care. LeBron knows what he's doing. LeBron knows when his career's over. Y'all really think there's no real documentary of LeBron that's gonna come out? When that documentary come out, y'all in trouble. Y'all thought The Last Dance was something. It's about to be The Last Cry.
So for the record, who did that? What you just said, if I heard a Jordan person say that the complete opposite, I will lose my damn mind.
Oh wait, do it for me. Can you do it for me? Oh, let me do it. Let me do it the complete
There's no
opposite.
way I would say, no way you could say
So let me do it.
LeBron is the GOAT because of what Jordan, so they can.
So let me do the opposite. Not David Stern. Adam Silver said that LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball because he wants to make sure that LeBron James still plays in the NBA and gets the highest rated games during the NBA season like he's been doing for the last 20 years. So he made sure that he said LeBron. He said that's why LeBron James is the GOAT, and he told y'all to not tell Michael Jordan, because that was just a joke. He doesn't really think Michael Jordan cares about the GOAT debate, which we all know that's not true. Michael Jordan cares so much about the GOAT debate that he don't even talk to SI. It's been over 20 years. He still don't even talk to Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley now out here saying lies for Jordan just to get back in good favors so he can text Michael Jordan. That's how much Michael Jordan takes the GOAT debate seriously.
Well, he don't like lying. You call Charles Barkley a liar, then you get mad for him not being associated with.
I'm not saying Charles Barkley's a liar. I'm just saying Charles Barkley. I'm just saying Charles Barkley. No, I'm just saying.
Like a liar.
No, that sounds like Charles Barkley is trying to get in good graces of LeBron. You gonna say? Go ahead, John. Tell it. So go ahead, say it, John.
I'm saying he a liar because he went on the other show, the Pivot, and said nobody cares, and he tired of talking about the GOAT debate. He don't get it, and he goes on his show and talks about the GOAT debate. Yes, Charles Barkley is a liar. He
so
lies.
You get
It's
mad
okay.
for Jordan disassociated with a liar. Now it's Jordan's fault.
Yes, that's a Jordan fan.
Jordan lied.
Off Jordan.
Jordan lied, said he didn't care if Isaiah Thomas was on a dream team. Well, we found out years later Jordan lied about that.
That's true. That's
So,
true. That's
I mean,
true. Jordan lies
Jordan
all the time,
lied
but that's
too,
all right.
so-
It's all right. We know
Jordan
LeBron lies.
lies.
Everybody lies. If you're a celebrity, you have to lie. You can't tell the truth all the time.
I think it's disrespectful to say someone's the greatest, but he goes around telling everybody he's the greatest ever.
He go send his camp kids to bed to go prove people he the greatest.
Oh.
Hey, but you know what though, Brandon? I really want people to hear how you explain why LeBron James is the GOAT, because prior to Davey getting his chance, you came up big. And Brandon did try, Craig. Brandon did try to go in on Davey, but I kind of told him, no, I got this, brother. Don't worry. Let me take care of it. But that's kind of a
whole documentary video. He was said word for.
He probably literally wrote it down.
Listen,
I got to see what
Hey.
He needed someone there to save him. I wish I could have been there. I would have saved him.
Oh man, listen, man. Again, the debate is available on our channel. You guys can go check out the debate between Brandon and I, and obviously, what can you say it was, Brandon? Was it against Ticket TV? Who were we debating yesterday?
Well, I don't even know what that was with Ticket. Like he wouldn't let anyone say anything. Like he just wanted to talk while everyone listened. I think that's what it was. He wanted to prove to us that he's the master debater without even attempting to debate anything. But in reality, he made himself look stupid. He made himself look stupid.
He was just sitting there like calling you guys names for a half hour.
That's because of Johnny. Like Johnny had his mic so goddamn loud that you couldn't hear a word Ticket was saying, and Ticket didn't even know how to handle it. He didn't know what to do. He just said, I'm just gonna leave.
Well, also terrible job out of the moderator once again, though. Really bad.
I mean, you gotta give him some props, because let me tell y'all something. He had like 800-900 people watching that live last night.
Yeah, so just mute motherfuckers until like everyone's done.
He had to mute me because I was the loudest, like Brandon said, and that was a part of the actual idea of making sure Ticket was regulated, because somebody has to regulate Ticket, right? You got to do that. Listen, I don't have the bully mic. I just got a mic. It's not my fault. Ticket TV said he got paid $2 million playing basketball. Where the fuck is his mic? It's not my fault the Dominican Wi-Fi is weak. It's not my fault that Ticket TV was in an electric room somewhere in the Dominican strip club basement, right? And none of these guys' mics. Because like I said, I'll let people speak. Y'all act like we don't let people speak. We let people speak. That's the whole point of GOAT James Kingdom. Brandon and I didn't start this show for he and I to just sit here and talk to each other left and right. Right, Brandon? Right? We said that. We don't want to just sit here and just have Brandon and I talk. Now, Brandon and I can carry a show. But this is why we have these fine gentlemen here with us to help us talk a show, because we don't, as great as Brandon and I are talking the game of basketball, we still like other people's takes. So,
Yeah.
But Brandon, you had a brilliant take, and you kind of went in. Shall we play Brandon's take? Can we play his take? Are y'all interested in hearing?
Garbage.
I posted it on my Facebook page today. So I know which one you're talking about.
Brad
let
had a
them,
nice little rant. I'll
let
give
them
him
watch.
that.
Let them get your views. Don't let them just watch it for free on here.
No devil Kim, I'm about to die.
All right. Let's
Give them a clip of it. Don't show the whole thing.
no. We gotta have some
It's
fun,
short
ladies and
anyway.
gentlemen. We
It's
gonna
short
have some.
anyway. Go ahead.
It's not really that short, but ladies and gentlemen, let's do this all the way because I want to have
Oh
some
my
fun.
God.
This shit was hilarious, Brandon. This shit was classic. Let's let Ticket go. Y'all see Ticket? He's ready. Y'all see his face. Let's go. Ticket's about to cut somebody off, and he's gonna yell at Martell because, like y'all said, Martell was not moderating perfectively. He wasn't doing his job.
I got hold on. I'm gonna give you my final word.
I got you.
This my final word, bro. This my final word, bro. My man. Get Bronny and Bryce the fuck up out of here, man. These two niggas is two walking shit things, man. Period, bro. They don't know nothing about basketball. They come around here hooting and hollering over everybody. I asked the man a simple question. And the question I was gonna ask him was Bill Russell the best player on every team that won a championship with the Celtics? And
Yes.
how can you count all those championships when most of those years they were only playing one round? Imagine if LeBron James and Michael Jordan, these dudes, only had to play one round to get to the NBA Finals and win a championship. And in a lot of those rounds, some of those rounds, you're playing teams with losing.
Oh wait, y'all listen, am I wrong? Where is Ticket TV at? If you was gonna describe Ticket TV, what location would be at? Now he already told us he's in the Dominican Republic. If you look in his background, where in the house is he? Where is he?
It's like
And what? He's in an electric room, right? He's
in the server room.
That's called the kidnap room.
Some server room with some cameras somewhere. Security guard. A strip club, I guess.
Again, he took it, and shout out the Ticket for taking his time out from his strip club in Dominican Republic and going down to the basement with his laptop. And I don't know what they gave him. They gave him an extension cord. That orange cord is the extension cord that attached to his laptop that allowed him to do this debate. At least they had good Wi-Fi. He was there. He actually was looking like Ashley Larry for a minute. But let's let Ticket continue because Brandon's about to cook in a second, y'all. Let's let Ticket continue so Brandon could go ahead and eloquently explain why LeBron Ramon James is the GOAT of basketball.
Losing record. So you're playing with a team with a losing record and you're going to the finals, bro. They had a short number of teams. Then he talks about an expansion league. But what about LeBron's bubble league? What about LeBron's injury-prone league? What about now can't nobody stay on the court more than 45, 50 games a season? How about that? Like I said, man, next time you bring these bucks, stop going in LeBron James' old mansion trash can and pulling out this trailer park trash to come to debate and I'll holler through.
Thank you, Ticket. B-Lee, go ahead. Please respond.
Okay, am I responding to why LeBron's the greatest? Is that what I'm responding to, or something else?
Yes.
Okay, why LeBron's the greatest? LeBron's the greatest. We could just list it. He's the greatest offensive player we ever seen. He's when we look at the definition of greatest, it is signifying the one who surpasses them all in a given category or a given set. So LeBron James is the greatest scorer of all time because he has the most. He is fourth in the regular season assists and second in the postseason. He's generated more points than anybody. He is the only player to lead his team 20 times the scoring and 20 times the assists. He is the greatest offensive player we have ever seen, and we have the stats to back it up. He's the most versatile defender we've ever seen. He leads the league in steals. He leads the postseason in steals and defensive rebounds. He's top 10 in the postseason in blocks, steals, and defensive rebounds. And in the regular season, he's the only player with 2,200 steals and 9,000 defensive rebounds. And only him and Hakeem Olajuwon has 2,000 steals and 9,000 defensive rebounds. He's the most versatile defender and the greatest offensive player we've ever seen. He's the most versatile player we have ever seen. He's the only player to average 20 points in each position on the court. He won finals MVPs in 3 different positions as a small forward in 2012 and 2016, power forward in 2013, and a point guard in 2020. And in 2020, he's the second player to lead the league in assists and get a finals MVP. LeBron James is the most versatile defender we have ever seen. Even when Anthony Davis was out that one year, he had the games he started at center. He averaged 30 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks as a center. He's the most versatile than anybody. He's the most versatile defender and the greatest offensive player. And he's the modern day best winner we have ever seen. He won at every place he's been at. High school, Cleveland, Miami, LA, and FIBA in the Olympics. He won on every team. He's the best player on all those teams. He has the most playoff games won. He has the most series games won in the playoffs. He has the highest plus or minus in the playoffs. And he's the only player to win 3 Finals MVPs with 3 different teams. And he's been the greatest player since he started. From the youngest to the oldest, he's the greatest high school amateur prospect we have ever seen. He's had the longest prime ever. He's the greatest, youngest, and oldest player we've ever seen. He's the only player after year 17 to be Finals MVP. And last summer, he led the world's hardest tournament to a title while being the Olympic MVP. So just like I said, greatness is signifying the one who surpasses them all in a given set or category, and LeBron has continued to do that. He surpasses everyone in stats. He has the greatest offensive stats. He has the greatest defensive stats. He has the most NBA accolades. He has more than Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar combined. He has the most media player of the year awards, and he has the greatest basketball moments in history. The greatest NBA debut, the greatest playoff game, which was versus Boston, down 3 games to 2, needed to win, or they going to break up the team, and this nigga went berserk on Boston. 4 All-Stars. He went berserk on them. I know you want to talk about Michael Jordan when he scored 50 points versus Phoenix versus Dan Marley. Fuck out of here with that. He also had the greatest regular season night ever when the whole damn world showed up to watch LeBron James break the scoring record. He scored 37 points in 3 damn quarters. And he also had the greatest family moment in history when he played versus his son. That's why LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Nobody can replicate what the fuck he has done as a basketball player ever.
Bitch. Really, that was a nasty statement. Wow. No, that was actually pretty good. And please hit me up like on the sides because Ticket definitely wants to debate you 1v1, and we definitely have to set that up.
Damn, Brandon. Shit.
So when you say it, it's cool, but when I say it, it was.
Light work.
Light work, light work.
Hey, anytime somebody question,
So the next time I say that Bronny is only in the NBA to make solidify his GOAT status, I'm gonna use that clip right there as my evidence.
That's the greatest family moment in NBA history. You right. You can use that.
Yeah.
This is GOAT James.
he ran that down and didn't say one thing to discredit no other player in history. Period. My new thing is, if you thought Jordan was the GOAT in 2003 and you had an argument for Jordan in 2003, you said nothing about LeBron because he wasn't even in the NBA yet. So whatever your argument was in 2003, it should still be the same argument today. And if you got LeBron, if you say anything about LeBron in your GOAT argument, I don't believe it anymore. Because in 2003, this was your GOAT argument. Now it's changed. And what Brandon just did, he gave you a whole argument and didn't need to discredit one player in history to talk about LeBron. So, hey.
Hey,
Well, my good argument hasn't changed ever.
I already did it. I already could articulate why I thought think Jordan is the GOAT without mentioning anybody.
I agree, Brandon. My totals are nice, but I mean, how often do we use them to elevate other players? But someone like, okay, so let's say Dwayne Wade versus Larry Bird, right? Larry Bird, Dwayne Wade clears him in almost every single total except for rebounds, but Larry Bird is better than him in our minds because why? Because his major accolades, he has better averages, and his impact on his team. Correct?
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, we could say that, just like we say LeBron has more NBA accolades than Jordan.
Okay,
has better averages and totals.
Your NBA accolades thing is bullshit. Okay, it doesn't make it.
The NBA is not bullshit. We're talking about the NBA. Those NBA awards.
I don't care.
We're just talking about the NBA.
I need actual.
You don't care.
I need.
Okay, you don't care about the NBA. That's a you problem. But
we're on the player of the week. No, not at all. Like
that's the NBA.
He has obviously we talked about the MVPs. He clears them that. He clears them easily in defensive accolades. Okay, he clears them his ratio,
but not defensive stats. Not defensive stats. Okay,
What do you mean not defensive? He averages more steals and blocks per game than LeBron. Okay. I don't care what you say about the games taking place, but like that's just facts. Okay. He has obviously the 3 steal titles. He has better defensive.
LeBron has a steal record. LeBron has a steal record.
I don't care. That's still cumulative.
Steal record is more than a
obviously
steal
LeBron. If you want to say LeBron's the most consistent player, I'm not going to argue with that because that's fair. But to say there's no other case is just wildly disingenuous. You're just ignoring things that don't fit your narrative. Like that's it.
Your case is to discredit what LeBron's done. That's your case.
No.
That's what you're doing. You're discredit NBA awards. You're discredit stats to say that only certain things matter. That's what Jordan fans do. They discredit what LeBron James has done because no one could do it. So why should it matter if only LeBron James could do it? And our reason is that's why he's the greatest because no one else could do it.
Only LeBron James could do it as far as what? Just totals, correct?
NBA stats. Yes, NBA stats. No one could do that but LeBron James. That's why he's the greatest.
Okay. But again, we're not keeping that same energy for almost any other player.
Okay. Travis, who is the best shot blocker of all time?
The best shot blocker of all time? Let's see here. It's either going to be Hakeem or Mark Eaton, correct?
Who is the best shot blocker of all time? I didn't say who are the greatest. Who are great shot blockers? Who is the greatest shot blocker of all time? Hakeem or Mark Eaton?
Weird shot blocker of all time. I mean, you could argue it was Mutombo too. You could argue it was Ben Wallace. Just boil your cup of tea. Like you could talk about eras. You could talk about different things like impact the team. You could talk about schematics. You could talk about what they had around them.
So basically, you don't want to say it. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. You don't want to say it because it's going to prove my point.
It's not proving anything. Is Dennis Rodman?
Okay. Well, they don't got John Stockton in their top 10, and he's number 1.
So, Brandon, who's your top 5? Who's your top 5 rebounders of all time? Just off the top of your head.
Well, who's my top 5 greatest basketball players of all time? Are rebounders. My personal, or just who I think is just the greatest?
Just who you think's the greatest. That's your personal. Literally, that's what
my personal is the personal greatest players that I have ever seen is LeBron, Jordan.
No, I'm talking about your rebounders.
Oh, my rebounder. So I gotta go with. You're gonna have to go with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain as 1 and 2. Then you have to go with Kareem.
So Jordan didn't play with the greatest rebounder of all time. Thank you for admitting that.
He played with the greatest rebounder in the 90s.
Okay. So are you like, where does Rodman fall on your list?
Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's not one of the top 5 greatest rebounders.
He's probably in the top 5. He was a really good.
So he's 24th all time in total rebounds. Is that accurate? Is he the 24th best rebounder of all time? Hell no. He's no worse than top 10. But the totals tell you he's 24. See, we can't take those at face value. I mean, sometimes it's correct.
Why not? He should have had more.
Who's
Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman.
He should have had more.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
He should have had more.
He don't have more than Dwight Howard.
Correct. So you're saying that
if you wanted to be up in the greatest,
you're saying there's 23 other players who are better rebounders than Dennis Rodman, even though he had
their career. No. You're talking about better. I'm talking about who are the greatest rebounders.
You sound like
the
Dart.
Greatest. Yeah, the greatest. Yeah, I sound like Dart because I'm using stats. Dart doesn't use stats. He uses scoring titles and rebound titles.
Because of
I'm not using
greatest.
Yeah, the greatest.
Defines greatest?
It's a list. It's a list.
How can 23 people be greater than you and you say you're greater than them? They did more than you. I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean it's a list. Like
so if you would ask 10 people who's the greatest rapper of all time, if you would ask somebody who's the greatest rapper of all time, they're not going to say the person who sold the most records.
And if you ask them same people how bread is made and brought to their house, they can't explain it to you. I don't want to care what people's opinions are. Nobody cares what people think. We want to know what the stats say. If those people can't
Yeah,
look at the
I
stats and
mean,
see that Dennis Rodman is 24th all time in rebounds, that's obvious he's definitely not top 10. There's 20 people ahead of him.
20 people have more.
Yeah,
He's
Over
one
20
of,
people
he's,
have
so that
more.
means,
Like,
he's a
according to
top
you,
10 he's a top 10 he's a
So I
top
don't want
10
to hear
rebounder.
that Jordan played
He's
with
a
the
top
greatest
he's a
rebounder
top
ever
10
again.
he's a top 10 rebounder post NBA merger. How about that?
yeah.
so someone who
He
has 7
definitely is.
rebounding titles isn't
Okay,
maybe
that's
a top
great.
rebounder.
Like we could say that he's one of the best ever. Yes, you could say he's the best ever if you want to, but we're talking about the greatest. He's like 24th, right? 23rd, whatever you said.
Quickly,
Well, okay,
what's the
if you want to
greatest?
say, if you want to completely differentiate between best and greatest, fine, I'm with you. That's why I think LeBron's the best scorer of all, or the greatest scorer of all time, and I think KD's the best
LeBron's
scorer.
everything. LeBron's
Okay,
everything.
yeah, I'm fine
Anything
with,
that
like, when
defines
people
great
say
and
Jordan is the
good and
best player of all time.
LeBron.
I say go ahead. He could be the best you ever seen. He could be the best in your mind, but don't say that he's the greatest when he's not on top of things. He's
So
just on
you
top of
was
your
lying back in
mind, top of
2016.
your heart.
So you was lying back in 2016 then, huh?
Lying about what?
The
Man,
greatest
don't act like
accomplishment
you
of
ain't
all
just say
time.
Lying about
everything.
what?
Which is
Lying about what? Explain it. What was I lying about?
So by your standards, you was lying in 2016 when you said
About
that was
what?
that season was the reason why you think LeBron was the GOAT. That season made LeBron the greatest of all
How
time.
was I lying? That's what I'm saying. I keep asking you, like, how was I lying?
Because by your definition, he wasn't number one in anything that you deem someone has to be number one to be the greatest in.
I mean, he had a lot of things. He was number one. He had the most steals in the postseason, most points in the postseason, the highest value of replacement player. Like, he had a lot of seasons that he was number one in.
Oh, so that was
Like,
number one individual seasons. But if someone says that about another player, then you want to use the totality of it. Okay, I got you.
He
yeah,
did say
he had a
individual
lot.
season.
I
He
got
yeah he had a whole bunch of shit that he was not number one in.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of stuff he was number one in.
I got you.
I mean, you think I'm lying because he was number one in a lot of things? He was.
I'm just saying, your
You
reasonings.
you the one who thinks that LeBron first became the number one in things in year 20. That's you. That's a
Well,
you
that's
problem. That
literally
ain't a me
you were
problem.
using. That's when this definition of greatest mean because you didn't have the definition 8 years ago when you was using it. So why
The,
you?
the
Well, by the way,
definition's been available for
But you
he
didn't
didn't
know
100
what
become
the
years.
greatest meant in 2016.
he didn't
He
become
was the greatest one.
all-time steals
You
leader
didn't
the
know what
Clips
the
until
word greatest meant in
2018.
2016. It took you 8 years to find out what the word greatest means.
I
Nah,
believe you
you
just
can't
learned
tell me
about
that.
greatest today. I believe
You
you just
can't
learned
tell me
about
that.
greatest
You
today.
can't say that.
I
Now
believe you
you
just
couldn't
learned
say it
about
took you.
greatest today.
You couldn't say it took you 8 years to find a definition of the word greatest
I
because you
believe
was
you just
using
learned
it
about
8
greatest
years
today. And
ago.
I don't what was he not number one in besides points?
I'm going by what you're saying. You saying
No,
he had
you're
to be
saying
number
that it wasn't
one.
right, but
I'm
what
going
was he
by
not
your
number one
word.
in? He was still
You
the youngest
say
to every
you said
1,000-point
2016
milestone.
is when LeBron James became the greatest player of all time in your eyes. And then yesterday you said the word definition of the word greatest is being number one. So I'm asking you, what was he number one in 2016? Because you
I
knew
just
what
told you
greatest
a few
meant in
things.
2016.
No, he wasn't steals leader until 2018 in the playoffs.
So I'm
Okay,
just
he
asking
got
the
still later.
question. You said 2016 LeBron was the greatest in your eyes. Then you said to be the word greatest is defined as being number one. So I'm asking, what was he number one in 2016 for you to use that word based on your definition?
Yeah, I mean, let me go pull it up for you since you have a hard time understanding about
First,
what he was greatest at in 2021. I mean, in
first,
2016.
first player to lead both teams in points, rebounds, and assists and steals in one playoff series. That was number
He
one.
had the most elimination game triple doubles in the finals. He had that as well.
Sturdy, that's absolutely correct.
I gotta go back 8 years for Craig.
I'm just saying, Devin, you never asked what the word greatest was.
Let me ask John this, because I'm not going to get a straight answer out of Ely. But so, John, why do we have Larry Bird above Dwayne Wade?
His total career.
As an individual. Yeah, total. I mean, that's what I was about to say, but yeah, total career.
Okay, but even though his total career over Dwayne Wade has nothing to do at all with totals at all.
I mean, I think it's
that LeBron's only the greatest because of totals. Like whoever said this?
That's half the argument.
How's that my argument?
25% of the argument. What?
So NBA accolades is just totals.
How
NBA accolades is just totals. No, I'm just saying. Are you saying that NBA accolades are just totals?
No, I'm saying that half of your argument about LeBron being the GOAT is based on statistical totals.
Okay, it could be half. It could be half. Yeah, it could be half.
It wasn't that in 2016. I'll tell you that much.
It could be half.
Yeah, it's at least
half. I believe LeBron has enhanced his GOAT conversation since 2016.
You can say that, but you can't use anything after 2016 because he didn't accomplish anything in 2016.
Well, you can argue that LeBron's the GOAT. You can argue LeBron's the GOAT because again, he has the highest.
And I agree with you about the Jordan argument. Whatever your Jordan argument in 2003, it has to be from 2003 to the day you die because he didn't play no more basketball after that. So there's nothing he can do. But if you're saying LeBron is a GOAT in 2016, then you can't then
2016 LeBron James had more records than Michael Jordan had. Simple as that.
The reason I use 2003. The reason I used 2003 is because it was the last year he played.
Yeah, I'm saying, so and you have a point. Jordan couldn't score no more. He couldn't do anything else on the court. But you saying LeBron is the GOAT in 2016, then your argument has to do everything he accomplished from 2016.
Which was still more than Jordan, besides 3 titles.
You can still talk about you can still talk about it now, but that can't be your, just like y'all say about Jordan, that can't be whatever he did after 2016 now.
Well, it
doesn't make any sense.
That has had no good argument. Like, obviously, he has a top 3 pick of all time. You can argue his primes in there. He has a top 3 resume of all time just with his major accolades. Like, that's an easy argument to make. But like when you go on and say totals, but don't use that argument for like almost any other player when you're ranking them, that's when it becomes a little bit disingenuous. Like I just brought up Larry Bird.
We use stats to rank everybody. That's the only thing we use with stats to rank everybody in our GOAT. That's what we use. I'm not understand what you're talking about, Travis. That's what we use. We use totals and averages and NBA accolades. That's all we use.
Is it though?
What else did we use?
Oh no, okay. I was saying.
What else did we use?
Your stuff is okay. You do include like the player of the week and player of the month, but I'm like,
we didn't use that in our like GOAT formula, but that's a part of
your criteria. NBA. Like I said, it's like I think you're just overvaluing totals.
The only reason I don't have a problem with him.
You could say that. You could say that.
Only reason I don't have a problem with him using totals is because I believe you should use what they dominate. I mean, part of the Jordan conversation is that he got 10 scoring titles. He has a defensive player of the year. Why shouldn't you highlight what Jordan did great?
Hey, we already talked about scoring titles. That's just for ball hogs. We can't miss nothing about scoring titles, rebounding titles, steal titles, because that means you're a ball hog.
Jordan for anything. No one discredit Jordan for anything. He did what he did.
Literally just sat here. It says scoring title just means you shot the ball. He just shot the ball more. Y'all don't give no flack for rebounding titles. There's no negativity with someone who's assists the ball more than anybody. There's no negativity for someone that steals the ball. But the main goal of basketball is a problem when you do the most at it than anybody playing the season. That's the only title, a seasonal title, that's an issue. Is the goal of the game is to score. Y'all don't have no negativity for rebound. Y'all don't say such and such is a ball hog because he grabbed all the rebounds. Y'all don't say this ball, he's scared to shoot the ball. All he does is passes. Y'all don't say, oh, this ball hog because he's still in the ball. He just want to play. He want to hold and guard everybody. But when it comes to, oh, he just want to shoot, that's because he shot the ball more than everybody. That's what I'm saying. So don't bring up nothing about titles, seasonal titles, assist titles. For that very reason, y'all, it's only negative because it's scoring. Everything else, it's a plus. Like you just said, LeBron had an assist title and a Finals MVP in the same season. That's great. Jordan got 6 scoring titles and 6 Finals MVPs, but it's negative because he shot the ball more than everybody.
No one, I've never discredited Michael Jordan for anything he did. Just because I state LeBron James did something doesn't mean when did I ever discredit Michael Jordan for anything?
Y'all do it every day. Y'all play it against the players.
No, okay. When did I discredit Michael Jordan for anything? When? I always give Jordan his credit. I always say he's the second greatest. Even on the debate, they yesterday they asked me something about competition. I said I'm not going to discredit his competition. Michael Jordan was great. He's great for a reason. He's the greatest.
So wait, Jordan's not second greatest in your guys's overall GOAT thing, right? In your good JJK criteria, but he's your second greatest.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't second. He was actually fourth.
Yeah. He's
like third or
the second
fourth?
greatest player I ever seen.
He was fourth.
Simple as that.
He would have been third if we removed scoring titles.
I thought on your GJK ranking he was like fourth.
He
was fourth. That's what he's saying. He said he's fourth.
He was
because we added seasonal titles, which I didn't want to add, but Jordan fans had to add it because they thought it was going to discredit LeBron because he's so far ahead of everyone.
Seasonal titles.
Jordan would have been third, but again, Brandon's own criteria is different than the GOAT James Kingdom criteria.
Yeah, Jordan was second at mine.
Well, really,
Jordan is same thing with me. It's different.
Why?
We have our own criteria.
Oh, so it's fine then. We can have our own criteria.
You do. You have your own. It's just that it's flawed.
You have your own, but we came together, met in the middle, and created criteria, which included things that you guys wanted, like scoring titles.
Well, our criteria have to be,
and we didn't include the things that we did want, like Player of the Month.
Yeah, we didn't include that, which LeBron has the most of those.
Well, our criteria have to be at least somewhat in line because we all have like the same top 10 players, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't believe you should have to discredit any player at all.
I mean, you have to discredit LeBron James for what he's doing. Like there's no way to credit LeBron James. You have to discredit him to not make him seem as great as he is. That's what Jordan fans do and LeBron haters do. They have to, like Travis said, you cannot include stats. You just cannot. Because that makes LeBron like no one could do those things. So why would you include it?
I'm just saying you just can't change criteria. You just can't
include 40,000 points.
You
can't include 40,000 points.
The overall point, though, Ren, is like there are players that we have ranked above other players, but they have inferior totals. But they just have better major accolades. That's why we do it.
I mean, they got other things. They got averages as well.
Sure.
They got advanced stats as well. There's other things other than total. LeBron James has both of them.
Johnny says averages don't matter.
Who said? I didn't say that. I said if you don't want to include totals, averages don't matter.
You said you can't get averages if you don't have totals. Get it right, Travis. You know he never said that.
That's why you get.
Stop trying to lie.
It's all about how the games are played.
How can I hate averages? How can I hate averages when one of my crux argument is LeBron James is the only player to average over 25 points per game playing over 100 games in NBA history?
Yep, because he's a freak and he's the most consistent player of all time.
That's why he's the GOAT.
I mean, he's a lot of things. He's the most consistent. I mean, he's the greatest scorer we ever seen. He's the greatest offensive player we ever seen. I mean, he's the most versatile defender we ever seen. He got the most NBA
He's definitely
accolades.
the best. He's definitely the
I
best
mean,
offensive player we've ever seen.
he's the most versatile player.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron.
I mean, he has the greatest impact on teams of all time.
Disagree.
Yes, I know.
Jeez.
I know. Listen,
I mean, he's the greatest winner you ever seen.
You can't say he
Most
has the biggest
consistent.
impact on teams you've ever seen.
He does have the greatest impact on a team.
And you know what else they have? You know what else LeBron James has? He also has the greatest fans. Because, like we always tell y'all, there's GOAT James Kingdom. And we go live every Sunday noon to do this right here to talk basketball. As you can see, Travis tries his best, but it really doesn't work.
Yeah, 3 players right now that have better team impacts, more measurable.
Who has scored? Let me know.
Bill Russell, Hakeem, and Tim Duncan easily. Easily.
Where does Hakeem Olajuwon love?
You say Hakeem or Kareem? He got Kareem, right?
He said Hakeem. He said Hakeem.
Oh,
not the guy who got suspended for faking an injury. Not the guy who got knocked out of the first round like 9 times in his NBA.
Yeah, because that never happens to anybody.
I mean,
who else got knocked out 9 times in the first round? Please tell me that. Who else got knocked out first time in the first round?
Shaq got swept more times than anyone else in the playoffs, right?
I didn't say swept. I said who got knocked out of the first round 9 times in their NBA.
Apparently, Jordan, the way y'all talk about his 3 first round exits.
That's not the way we did it.
Jordan got 3. Don't do Jordan a disservice. He only has 3. Hakeem Olajuwon is 3 times that. So if Jordan is bad at 3, so imagine what Hakeem Olajuwon is with 9.
If that's a barometer you want to use, it's fine.
I just want to make sure because y'all love to talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, but y'all never want to talk about Hakeem Olajuwon in the sense that y'all talk about other players. Because if there was any other player with 9 first-round losses, y'all would not be talking about them the way y'all talk about Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's lies.
I don't know why.
When you lose the playoffs,
you had trouble to say Hakeem Olajuwon was a better shot blocker than Mark Eaton. What are you talking about?
He didn't want to say it for a reason, though. He didn't want to say it for a reason. He didn't want to say it because it's going to prove our point. It's going to prove our point.
No, Mark Eaton averages more than Hakeem, so I mean you can't just discredit that. But if you're talking about consistency and you're talking about other aspects of your offensive game, like Hakeem Olajuwon is one of only 2 players to average at his position both steals and blocks. Right?
You're right.
Okay, Trevor. Who's the greatest shot blocker of all time?
You tell me, man. Who has the most shot blocking titles?
It's Hakeem Olajuwon.
I know it is. I know he has the most. I'm not going to argue about it, but you could argue it's Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, we could, but we don't have the blocks to say
but
that.
There's no proof to say he is. We have to have
it's pretty safe to
have to have proof. You have to have proof.
3,200 blocks is most in NBA history owned by Hakeem Olajuwon.
And sometimes the totals,
we will send the link up.
Sometimes the totals are accurate.
I want to.
Like, LeBron is definitely the greatest scorer. You could say that Hakeem's the best shot blocker, although I think you could argue that it's like Mutombo or Ben Wallace. I mean, they had a nose for the ball too. I mean, Wilt just.
I know. Like I said, you can make up stuff if you want to make up stuff. That's fine. Every time you want to make up stuff, you can. Nobody's telling you can't make shit up. That's fine. If we live in a world where you're plugged into the matrix, you can make shit up if you want to. Everybody thought the flu was a deadly virus, but we all sat at home because they told us this. That's fine. And you can make up whatever the hell you want to make up. But this is what we don't do in GOAT James Kingdom. We don't make shit up. What we do is, though, show support to other LeBron James fans because LeBron James fans are truly the best basketball fans out here. We actually show LeBron James in the greatest light, and we also show other NBA players in the greatest light. But the way we do that here in GOAT James Kingdom and showing support is that we do that. Oh, I got the wrong one. We got King John up in here. King John, it's your turn. We're going to do that with King John's flowers, and we're going to show some support to a new LeBron James a content creator. So ladies and gentlemen, here is Flowers by King John.
Rose bearers,
one of the ways I know someone is about to retire is when they start talking about legacy. And the one thing I've noticed lately about LeBron and paying attention to social media is that they're talking about past things with LeBron and basically trying to break down his legacy. Because the one thing I believe you can't do is you can talk about somebody's legacy before they retire. If they still an active player, I don't think you can really talk about their legacy. But I think LeBron James' days are coming to an end. Personally, just as my own personal feeling, I feel like he's going to play this year and next year, and I think he's going to retire. And the new page for the day, the person we gave him flowers to, the name of the page is LeBron Legacy. Um, this person has 32,700 followers. He has 4,316 posts. And what he's really doing is he's breaking down LeBron's legacy. And you can really check out. I looked at some on his page, and it made me go back and look at 2009 again for LeBron James. I went back and looked. I didn't realize LeBron James did that in 2009. And page like this really makes you reflect. And I really do appreciate pages like this. If you also check out his link, he sells T-shirts and everything like that. So I want people to check out his page and just go down history. And that's what he does on his page. And he has a very good page. I did reach out to him by the time he got back to me because I think he wanted to come on YouTube and explain, promote his page, but he got back to me late. But this is a good, nice page. It's a nice fan page. It's talking about LeBron's legacy. And I think it's time to really start having that conversation. And it's a great name for his page called LeBron Legacy. I want people to check it out. Please go. I check out pages all the time. I know I'm doing a lot of Instagram stuff, and I do check out TikTok and Facebook, but it just seems like it's on fire on Instagram, and I really like his page. And like I said, I went down his page, and it made me go back and look back at LeBron James 2009 season, and it broke it down. I went down and checked it out. It was one of LeBron's greatest seasons, and I think that season really needs to be looked at again. And because we always talk about 2013, 2014, but 2000. I'm telling you, he had a couple of posts talking about 2009. It was just like, wow. It was just like, damn. I don't think 2009 get enough love. And so, hey, please, people, check out his page. Again, his name of the page is LeBron Legacy. It's a fan page. And one of the reasons I give out how many followers they got, because, sometimes people have multi-pages with the same name or close to it. That's why I tell you it's 32,700 followers, and he has 4,316 posts. So please, people, check it out. Get this guy flowers, and let's keep this going.
Indeed. Good job, King John. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is the GJK Flowers by King John. As you can see, that is LeBron Legacy. You can catch them on Instagram. They have over 32,000 subscribers or followers. Check out their content. As you can see, their content is officially GOAT James Kingdom approved. Great job by you, King John. That was actually a wonderful, wonderful take by you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are doing this like we always do, Sunday, noon Eastern time, where we talk the GOAT James Kingdom conversation, which is basically basketball. This is what we do best here. You have A. Johnny the Exposer, you have B. Lee the Sports Analyst, and obviously our normal panelists, guest panelists, and T. Perfect, Craig, and King John, as we always talk the game like none other. So we're going to continue with our segment. Craig, are you ready for your segment? Are you ready to attack somebody? Because I know you got something to say, because I know guys be going at you. I don't know if you've been taking a break on Facebook.
Now, it was Thanksgiving this week, so I laid it off. I laid off this week because I was hoping around. I had some family away, so I wasn't really on Facebook this week.
Yeah, shout out to you, Craig. Again, that's why Craig is the man. You're a good family man. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. So what about you, Travis? You didn't send me anything. You got a chat bomb for today? You ready for your chat bomb?
I told you exactly what it's going to be.
Oh, you did? You didn't tell me. Hold on, wait. Let's just get that in order. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis does not play. Travis doesn't care who you are, what you talk about. If you say something silly, he will find you on all platforms that he is on. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the chat bomb with T. Perfect.
We are interrupting our normal programming. The current threat level is critical, meaning an attack is imminent. Civilians are advised to remain indoors. In some urban areas, evacuations are taking place. If you're in one of these areas, police will help you to safety. Follow their orders without question. You should remain indoors until you are told otherwise. You should now prepare for a nuclear strike. You will not be able to leave your location for 14 days after the strike.
What up, guys? Sorry my horrific voice right now. It's battling with terrible sickness. Probably laughing. But we're just to do sometimes you gotta smack your own, dude. I mean, like, decided to give like the terrible people of like Uncut Hoops and Scap Attack a break this time, and we've got to go back last week, which got really rattled, and check a terrible Johnny and Mealy take, which is that LeBron is the best small forward rebounder of all time. What? In what universe is that true? So now, how do we debunk this? Like several different angles, right? So for one thing, he's 13th all time in rebounds per game. Let's be fair though, and actually just judge from the players who were playing at least 700 more games as a baseline. Okay, so 700 more games. These power forwards though, or these small forwards, or Elgin Baylor, Sean Marion, Larry Bird, Paul Arizin, and LeBron. Those are all the ones who have played at least 700 games and have more rebounds per game than LeBron. Okay, so Elgin Baylor also has more total rebounds than LeBron, despite actually playing in 665 fewer games in it. Okay, now if you want to say LeBron is the most consistent rebounder in that position, sure. Okay, but what's the justification of saying he's the best or even greatest? Okay, even if we lower LeBron's total games played to only 700, so the totals can be a little bit more objective and averages, then his average was actually just still 7.4, which has been pretty consistent. Okay, and 7.4 rebounds per game, which is easily the worst out of those names that we mentioned. Okay, it's the lowest. His best season was 8.5 rebounds, and that's still the worst out of those guys that we mentioned. Okay, as far as best seasons. Now, when you try to discredit, I say before you try to discredit guys like Baylor and Paul Arizin due to the faster-paced era they played in, I was like, are we going to do the same thing when it comes to guys like Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, and Walt Bellamy? Okay, so if that's the case, if totals don't matter because of eras and circumstance, then who becomes the GOAT rebounder, and most importantly, why? Okay, so again, like I said, if you want to call him the best rebounder or the most consistent in that position, no problem. There's no argument for him being the best. And just to close for the last time, guys, having more of a stat doesn't automatically mean player A is better than player B at that. Okay, Gary Payton has more points than Larry Bird. Was he a better scorer? By no means. No measurement. Okay, what about Dwayne Wade versus Reggie Miller? Same thing. You can't make a case for him being the better scorer, but he has more points. Is Andre Miller a better passer or more productive point generator than Rajon Rondo? No. Are you telling me that Dennis Rodman is actually the 24th best rebounder of all time? No. So totals have their time and place, but you have to be objective when you're looking at them, and especially when you're using them to rank other players above another. Okay. So, and I promise you guys, if you're using totals to value more than anything else, then your all-time list will not reflect that correctly and consistently. Okay. So there's a little thing there. Had to get that out of the system because I just thought it was a ridiculous take. All right. That's it. I still love you guys.
What he said.
Hey,
You
Johnny,
muted yourself. You ain't hear that one sound effect. You muted everything. You ruined it.
I am appalled. This is hurtful. Why you do this to us, man? So now we got now what's it called? Elgin Baylor's totals matter. When it was Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell, it don't matter. It's inflated stats then. But when it's when it's Elgin Baylor being the best rebounder in small forwards, because he doesn't have as much as LeBron doesn't have as much as him, it's a problem. But listen, LeBron is
not a problem. I'm just saying that he's the best small forward.
It's fine. LeBron's still the best defensive rebounder in small forward ever, so that's fine.
You see how you switched up the word best from greatest?
Oh, my fault. The greatest defensive
I mean, he's the most
rebounding
consistent. I give him that.
small
I mean, you
forward
can
of all
say
time.
greatest. There is something to be said for consistency.
See, so we
I
are
would
teaching
never say
English
that.
class today. We learning English today. We got the Webster Dictionary today.
And LeBron's still the greatest defensive rebounding small forward ever. No question about it.
So are y'all ready for our special panelists that want to show up and have a conversation as they want to talk with us? Y'all ready for it?
Are they members?
Can we get some intelligent?
That's actually a good job. If you're a member, you know they come up first, Craig. For sure, you know members get to show up first. So we're gonna put the panel up. We're gonna put the link up so you can join the panel. If you're a member, you know you're gonna get in first. So we'll have some fun with you there. That's a good job. Again, check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership. Thank you for supporting what we do here. As you can see, we're some fine gentlemen having a great Sunday afternoon talking the game of basketball like we should. There are some actually games on the slate today, so you should be able to go watch some basketball games. We'll have a lot of fun with you guys. You can be upset in the comments all you want to, but if you're not hitting the link, then guess what? We don't really care what you got to say, man. You just a zesty Jeffrey upset in the comments. Like Brandon and I will always tell you guys, you're safe in the comments. Nobody's going to stop you from showing up and talking the game of basketball. So let's go ahead and bring up Ishmael. Ishmael is in the building. He is a GOAT James Kingdom member.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us. What's good, Ishmael? What you got for us?
What's up,
He
y'all?
would be number one.
It's a good show, bro. I guess, yeah, we're talking about greatness. And I agree with B. Lee. Greatness is about signifying to pass someone. I think I'm not quoting correctly, but in its context, we understand greatness. Being the greatest is about surpassing somebody. And LeBron has surpassed a lot of players in a lot of categories. And while a lot of people dislike totals remain the most objective stat in terms of evaluating a basketball career. It don't matter how you like it. It don't matter in case of a pace. It doesn't matter in case of opportunity. It doesn't matter if someone plays more games. It's the most objective stat when evaluating someone's career. It's like you can't argue what the fact is about it. While we have stats that try to quantify impact, like advanced metrics, and they're very useful. Unfortunately, they're not precise, and they do have some agendas with them. So they're useful. I'm not going to diminish them, but they're not precise, and they have they have agendas behind some of them. And while per game averages are great, but it's also determined about how many games you play. We're not going to say Joel Embiid is more productive than LeBron James because he has a higher scoring average. We understand that. We understand it's about your productivity and how productive you are. Totals are just basically the stats that encounter that go based off your contributions for what your team is. Okay. While we say that some aspects is unfair because of pace or because some players' game, it's not a speeding contest. It's not about if it take more games for LeBron to pass Jordan in points. It's not about the fewer shots. It's not about that. It's about what you've done for your team and contributions. It's not a you versus me in terms of that. It's about, hey, I'm doing this. I score these amount of points because I'm doing it in a way that's contribution. I'm contributing to my team to win the game. That's what it's about. And in that aspect, and by that logically, LeBron has contributed to the game. He's been the most productive player in basketball, in professional basketball in the NBA. So that's why totals, I use it as my main factor because it is the most objective. You can't. They're even though rules changes and things like that, like small aspects of the game have changed over time. They are the stats that transfer the variables that they've done. They're the variables that transfer what players have done within their career, within their era, and it showcases what's on the court. If you want to exclude things like you want to talk about before pre-merger or stuff because of the pace and whatnot, I understand it, but it doesn't matter in this case whether if you include Bill Russell's era or you include the era post 80s. Post 70s, right? After the merger. or the three-point line. LeBron James is still the most productive basketball player from just an objective aspect in terms of using totals. So that's what makes him a GOAT, and that's why they are highly valuable in that aspect. It doesn't matter how you feel who was the best. That stuff is just subjective measures in the first place. It's all about the greatest of all time. That's my take on that.
So you define the word greatness, and we was talking about greatest this whole time. I ain't want to cut you off, man, but we was talking about greatest. Greatness and greatest, two different things, man.
Well, I understand that, hey, Johnny, from what I said, sometimes, he's over here, or what he says is like, you don't differentiate between best and greatest. I mean, like, we can talk about who is the best from what we saw in our eyes, but sometimes those things are pretty difficult to quantify because of, different errors and different rules and different opportunities for players and pace. So you're going to say who you think is the best. While you can use that to support your argument factually, it's just not something that it can be said like just completely objective is what my point is.
Well,
so that's why
I have a question for you though, Ismail. So let's say if we took 10 players, right, 10 random players, and like we just had an opinion on how we had to rank them, or you had to choose 5 and I'll choose 5, like we're just scoring points, right? Okay. And are you saying, and you knew what their total points were for all time, their careers. Are you saying that you would take the people automatically, the guys who had 5, or are you the 5 who had like more higher total points than the guys who maybe shot better for their career, maybe had higher averages, were better 3-level scorers, were better in every measurable way other than totals, because maybe these guys played significantly longer time, even though their averages diminished like extremely? Are you saying that you would just take them based on the totals if you had to win the game?
So, like, see, that's what I'm saying. That's a different argument, man, and that comes with subjectivity. If you're talking about best and taking them if you're taking a player based on who would you have to win a game, I take LeBron anyway. Just first of all, elimination games and Game 7s prove that. But I'm saying that in general, those things are based off like, okay, he's the best I've ever seen from watching him play when he was at his best. But like I said, those include some subjectivity to it. But when you're talking about objectivity, like looking at things objectively from how a player has been productive and he's made contributions to his team, it's LeBron all day. Like from just a career aspect, like it's like the only person
Well, not even talking about LeBron. I'm just saying because LeBron, I agree with you. LeBron's been the most consistent offensive force ever, mainly because he's the only outlier though. Because he's really the only player in NBA history whose averages have not gone down.
Yeah, but okay. To answer your question directly, though, like I said, you're talking about who's the best that I ever seen and who I would take in a game. Who basically I'm saying
if you had 5 guys. I'm saying if you had 5 guys who were better scorers as far as shooting percentage, averages, and like let's say 3-level scorers, but you had other 5 guys, and I can pick these names out for you. But you had 5 guys who had better totals as far as points scored, but they were inferior as far as the other measurements. You would take them?
I think the totals is a part of the conversation.
I'm kind of not understanding.
Basically, would you take someone who could score 10,000 in 5 years or someone who could score 10,000 in 10 years? One of those situations. Someone who scored 10,000 points in 5 years.
Are you taking Gary Payton over Larry Bird as a scorer?
Well, I mean, okay, all right. If you're talking about the regular season, it's not about who I take. It has nothing to do with what I take. What I take, obviously, I would take Larry Bird if I was an owner of a team. If I was a coach, I would take Larry Bird. That's a different conversation.
You're talking about 2 different things, Travis. You're talking about 2 different things.
Yeah, that's my point. You're talking about 2 different things.
But you just said it's the objective. You said it's objectively true that like the if you have more
for a career.
And picking a player for your team is a subjective thing. It's not objective.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
Like me's trying to say that would I pick Michael Jordan or LeBron as a scorer for my team determines on different factors and includes your your subjectivity,
It's
your
like
bias.
saying when I take Jordan at 40 scoring versus Kobe at 25 scoring. Like it, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Like
right, right.
let's just try to
Right,
let's just
exactly.
try to get
Let's try to stay on
get
top.
everybody
Hey,
take in. Let's try to get
yeah, let's
everybody
do
take
that.
in.
Ishmael,
All right,
I'm gonna
thank
put
you.
you in. I'm gonna put you in the background. I'm gonna bring up the next member here. Shout out to Juan Boy. Thank you for joining us, Juan Boy. You are a Goat James Kingdom member. Go ahead and let us know what you see what we're talking about. But go ahead, we're listening to you. Go ahead, brother. You gotta unmute yourself, Juan Boy. Are you available, Juan Boy? All right, you're not available. We'll bring up the next one.
Let's just bring up
Let's
the
move
next
on to the
one.
next guy. What up, Sturdy's in the building. Another Goat James Kingdom member. Thank you for joining us on a great Sunday afternoon as we're doing the Lord's work. What you got for us today, Sturdy?
Oh, what's good? What's good, y'all? My bad. I'm just trying to
Good,
get
Sturdy.
things together. But yeah, I just wanted to correct a few things. First of all, one, greatest is not defined by your total. Greatest it's not my fault. It's not defined by surpassing someone because a form of greatness could be you setting a new standard for that selective field. Example, LeBron James. If someone say LeBron James is the greatest versatile player in NBA history, you can say that because he set a new standard by being the only player with 10K, 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 20K, and so on and so on and so on, and then a variety of other things that happen to it. What's objective about totals is not the most objective set of data, primarily because not all forms of totals is applicable to everyone throughout NBA history. Now, if you're in regard to totals for points, rebounds, assists, field goals, free throws, those are applicable to everyone in NBA history because they've been around since the very beginning. However, you have to, if you're going to go to totals to other categories, like all of them encompassing, because we all know all five category stats were not tracked in the very beginning. So you have to be fair and completely objective about it, you have to then have caveats. So when from the time it was introduced to current, that's the only way to make it objective. Because if you don't, it becomes more subjective. And on top of that as well, the reason why totals is not the most objective measure because to nail in the coffin is not all forms of totals is available to everyone throughout the history of the game. For instance, when B. Lee says he corrected himself by Travis provided him the data while LeBron isn't the greatest small forward rebounder of all time, he corrected himself by saying he's the greatest defensive rebounder small forward of all time. However, in that standpoint too, a lot of people don't know that the NBA does not differentiate defensive rebounding from offensive rebounding until 73, 74. So it would not be objective if B. Lee said he's the greatest defensive rebounder of all time for small forwards because defensive rebounding was not available to be tracked all time. It would have to become a caveat, or he have to then correct himself by saying from this time going forward, he is the greatest defensive small forward, defensive foul, whatever the fuck you want to say, right? That's
Never
why
said
totals.
LeBron the greatest rebounding small forward of all time in the first place.
No, well, that was Travis' initial point, but you did say
Yeah,
LeBron is the
I
greatest
never.
defensive small forward rebounder. You did say that.
Well,
This
I
year.
said that's today, but I never say he's the greatest small forward
Johnny did.
rebounder of all time. I never said that.
You guys said that last
Yeah,
week.
why Travis did a whole segment about it?
I have no idea. Maybe Johnny said it. I'm not sure. I know I never
No,
said
because
it.
it was about time Travis stopped talking about Zesty Jeffries and he came after LeBron fans. So he came after
Yeah, I
Panelist
never
now.
said it.
That's all.
Yo, that's wild.
That's all. That's fine. He can come after us. That's
They
Travis.
never
job.
say nothing. They always say.
Yo, that's wild.
We have said many of times that Elgin Baylor has more rebounds than LeBron James. Travis said it a few times. Like I've never said LeBron's the greatest rebounder for a small forward.
We are impervious to the chat bomb to let you know.
Yeah, Travis said that.
Travis, they basically said you made up your whole segment, Travis. Like that's basically what they said.
I'll pull the clip.
I mean, if I did say it, he corrected me over a year ago. If I did, but I don't remember saying it because Travis always said Elgin Baylor has more rebounds than LeBron James.
No, but but to get back to the topic of the video,
basketball history.
The greatest is it's a fluid definition. To one, it's a superlative of the term great, and great just simply means to simplistic form, like you doing something that differentiates you from the average person of your field. So the greatest is typically means the person who sets the standard in that particular category. You want to say they are the greatest in. Like for example, LeBron has the greatest longevity because we haven't seen a superstar to not only be this productive, but a combination of being this productive and being this impactful for this long. So he's setting a new standard for that particular category in longevity. So that what greatest is. Greatest is not necessarily mean who has the most of it, because the most of something is not indicative of that thing you're trying to argue. So
Really,
for
the greatest
example,
is the one who has the most of something. That's literally what it is. The
no, it's
number
not.
one.
I've been going through
Yeah,
the whole. I've been
that's
going
what
through
the
all
most
the
is. That's
definitions.
the greatest.
No,
Greatest is
I mean,
one, not multiple. So it's fine.
no, but that's the thing, Billy. I went through Webster, I went through Oxford, I went through a litany of dictionaries, and none of them said greatest means number one or something. It's kind of why I just said it's more so being the highest standard of that particular category, or setting that standard in that category that you're trying to say that person is the
Yeah,
pinnacle in.
the top of a category. Yes, that's what it
No,
is.
and that
But
doesn't mean number one. For example,
top of the category.
John Stockton
You
is
think
the
he's
number one in
great?
assists.
He's the
No,
greatest
John
passer.
Stockton.
He's the greatest passer.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing, hey Johnny. You're conflating things. Having more assists does not necessarily mean you're the better passer.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Hey Johnny, so you by that logic, who's the better passer? Russell Westbrook or LeBron James?
LeBron James has more assists, correct?
No, totals, yes, because he played more
That
games.
makes him a better passer.
Yeah, he has more assists. He has more
That makes
assists.
him a better passer.
No, assists.
Magic
Having more
Johnson
assists.
even said Magic Johnson even said he wish he never retired so he could have the steals record. It means something. Even Magic Johnson.
I didn't say don't mean anything. I didn't say don't mean
Magic Johnson had
the
that
greatest
record.
passer
It meant
of all
something.
time is John Stockton. He has over 15,000 assists in his career. Not only that, he has over 10 assists per game in 1,500 games. No player in NBA history can average 10 assists per game for 1,500 NBA games.
And this is why Jordan's the GOAT, because y'all call
Well,
a player
well,
like
yeah.
that a plumber.
No, that's because
hold that thought, because we do got some other people. We got a whole background. We got a whole panel. We're gonna bring everybody up shortly, but let's get everybody in. I know you're a member, but let me get some other members in, because we got one more member in, and then we got some other guys, and we're gonna bring everybody up, and we can continue the conversation, because it's a great Sunday, and most of our football teams is not good. So let me bring somebody else. Now, I appreciate you again. All you guys that are in the background, please be patient. We're gonna bring you guys up one at a time, and then we'll bring up everybody at once. So let's bring up Twin Man. Shout out to Twin Man. We all know what Twin Man's about to do. Hey, Twin Man, don't mention Kobe, because we're not talking about Kobe, okay?
Oh, absolutely. No. You will not censor my speech, sir. You will not censor my speech, sir. Hold on to your lily white butts. First things first, I want to take back my statement. Ticket does not know basketball. He's a narrative arguing piece of crap. I don't know what the hell he was talking about the entire debate. He used to talk basketball. Now he's just the drama queen. Period. That's one. Number two, anybody on God's green earth who has Kobe Bryant over LeBron James, you don't know basketball. I don't care how much of a fan you are of Kobe Bryant. I don't care if you think Kobe Bryant can walk on water, LeBron can walk on the fucking sun. Compared to Kobe fucking Bryant, I need you to stop. All this Kobe Bryant deserves to be in the GOAT debate needs to stop. He was never in the GOAT debate. He doesn't even have a GOAT resume to be in the top. He doesn't even have a top 10 resume. I'm tired of this. This Kobe Bryant shit needs to stop. God rest his soul. Now let's keep it going. I don't know why everybody harps on 2011 like 2 games in 2011 is an entire fucking career. It is the dumbest shit ever, because if we're talking about horrible moments in the playoffs, this man never beat Larry Bird in a playoff game. 1 game. You got your ass whooped 3 years in a row by the Detroit Pistons. You show. And then when you couldn't have your coach and you couldn't have your teammate, you quit. So I don't want to hear the bullshit. Let's stop the bullshit. Can we stop the bullshit? I am not Done. This Miami Heat underachieve is also the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my entire fucking life. What NBA franchise wouldn't go to fucking 4 straight NBA finals and win 2 championships? Tell me, name the franchise. You can't. And if you name one, you're fucking dumb. I'm so tired of this. They underachieved. I wish the Knicks would go to 4 straight fucking finals and win 2 championships. I'd be fucking elated. Y'all are dumb. And I'm tired of y'all being dumb. This is a dumbass debate at this time, at this point. There's nothing you're going to say to me that's going to tell me Jordan is a better basketball player than LeBron James when he's not a better fucking basketball player than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So since motherfuckers want to ask when did LeBron James pass Kobe, when the fuck did Jordan pass Kareem? Because if you're talking about MVPs, they have the same amount of MVPs. He has 1 more championship, and then Kareem smokes him in everything. This is stupid. Can we stop it? I'm done.
Kareem got more MVPs.
No, he said titles. I think he said titles, but they have the same amount of titles.
Yeah, they got the same.
Right. All right.
Now, see what I
man.
mean? Like I said, Jordan
Sorry,
made it.
started
You had to
snapping.
play 20 seasons to be in the GOAT debate. Now, can y'all still?
What is he?
Sturdy, you can't ask me shit.
He didn't pass
Sturdy, you
Kareem.
can't ask me
How-
shit, Sturdy.
He didn't pass Kareem. He can't pass anybody. All right, let's go ahead
Like I said,
and
I
get the
got
next
it.
person up
Let's
there.
go on to the next
Let's go
person.
ahead and get the next one. That's what, man.
Juan boy, let us know when you're ready. We're gonna bring up other people now because we got all the Go James Kingdom members out of the way. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
That was an intense
Sunday.
take.
This is
It's very intense. Very.
As you can see, we let people speak here in Go James Kingdom. We don't interrupt. We let you speak. We're not like Ticket TV. We actually know how to talk the game of basketball, and we let people talk because obviously you guys are basketball fans as well. We love your take. Thank you for joining us. We have a whole
Kingdom
panel.
killer.
Yeah, Kingdom. Yeah, listen, be patient, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
We're gonna bring you guys up one at a time again, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll bring everybody up shortly after everything. So let's get on to the next take, which is Mac Def. Shout out to you, Mac Def. What's good, brother? Thank you for joining us. What you got for us today?
Salute chat, salute the panel. I gotta follow that from Twin Man.
Yes,
Damn.
yes.
Was he, I felt offended. He wasn't even. Was he talking about me? Is that why I'm next? Damn. All right, man. Salute
You don't got
to y'all.
Ticket
But
in your name. He wasn't talking to you.
no, I know. I'm fucking with him. But yeah, so greatness, man. Salute to Go James Kingdom. If y'all think LeBron James is the greatest because of y'all criteria, and if y'all criteria that y'all made up that y'all has LeBron James as the greatest, I'm not gonna argue that. You know what I'm saying? He deserves to be in the GOAT debate. And if somebody has LeBron James as the GOAT, you can debate it, but you can't act like he's not in the GOAT debate. You can't act like he can't be number one. My thing is this. So when we say totals, right? If you go to LeBron James totals in every category, he has about 67,000 on combined career totals, points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. My thing is that Wilt Chamberlain, just with the totals that we know of points, rebounds, and assists, he's already at 60,000. And we all know, we didn't see him play, but from the footage that we do have, the man is probably averaging 7 to 8 blocks a game, maybe 4 or 5 steals. So even though those stats, if we had them, will add up, will probably be more. I think we have to take that in account. Like, even though those are not added, Wilt Chamberlain still, if somebody says is the king of stats, it's still an argument that we have to have. And then when you take playoffs in account, LeBron James has 4 playoff series that he could go through, 4 rounds, while Wilt Chamberlain was playing 1 or 2 rounds. The first round was a best of 3. So, I mean, an error thing I think you have to take that in account. My thing is this. I take everything in account, stats, accolades, achievements, but I think championships and head-to-head has to be accounted for. Championships is greatness from an individual. When you look at Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's my favorite player, But if he never beat the bad boy Pistons and if he never beat Magic, I would feel some type of way. Like that's the golden age of the NBA. And if you couldn't beat these teams and these players, I don't know if I can have you as the GOAT. Even though you got the stats and accolades, if you don't beat those teams, if you don't overcome those teams, I don't know if I could have you as the GOAT. Same thing with LeBron. Like if he never beat Steph Curry or if he never beat Tim Duncan, I wouldn't be having this conversation because you didn't beat the greatest of your era, but LeBron James has. So head to head to me matters and championships. The reason championships matter because everybody in y'all top 10 has a ring. It's just factual. We could say it's a team accomplishment. You can say Bill Russell all you want, but Bill Russell has 11. I don't care about the rest of his stats and who he played with, what era. The man got 11 championships, and ain't nobody gonna catch him. I think he deserves to be in the GOAT. I think he deserves to be in the GOAT debate if you take everything in account.
He's in your top 10, right, Mac? Russell's in your top 10, correct?
He's in my top 5.
Okay, all right, continue. Go ahead.
I take championships in account. So that's all. I think y'all criteria is great. It gives an agenda, it gives reasoning, and it gives a perspective of what a GOAT basketball player is. And I'm not disqualifying it. And if LeBron James from y'all criteria is y'all GOAT, I salute it. And everybody is gonna take a piece of that criteria and add it into their own. So I don't discredit the criteria. And everybody's gonna have different criteria. But if LeBron James is your GOAT in your criteria, I'm not arguing with it.
Hey MacDuff, I got a question.
We good. Yeah, what's up?
You like football?
Yeah, it's my favorite sport.
Okay. Do you have Dan Marino on your top 10 quarterbacks?
Yeah, definitely.
With no Super Bowls.
But he said top 10 all time. I don't think you have Dan Marino's top 10 all time, do you?
Yes. So this is the thing with basketball and football. Completely different sports. I don't judge football and basketball the same. Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time to me. No championship rings. He doesn't even have the rushing record, but Barry Sanders to me is the all-time. I judge football by literally dominance of your position and of the sport because there's so much you have to take into account to win championships in that sport. You can be the best, the greatest, and not win no championship because of the coach, the team, the players. Exactly. You
have Daniel Jones as the GOAT?
Nah.
No, he got Randy Moss, the best receiver ever.
All right.
No, I got Jerry right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're y'all can go. Y'all can go ahead. Y'all can go ahead. I'll be in the back.
We got a lot of people waiting. Yeah, we got a lot of people waiting.
We got a lot of people waiting. We appreciate you again, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mac Def.
Good job.
Let's bring up Kingdom Killer because I have a feeling Kingdom Killer brought his name up for a reason. So shout out to Kingdom Killer. He must be here to kill somebody who has a kingdom. It's not GOAT James Kingdom because he didn't put GOAT James Kingdom before Kingdom. So thank you for joining us on another great Sunday afternoon. You see we doing the Lord's work. How can we help you today, sir? Are you available? I think he froze.
I think he just froze.
Yeah,
he just froze as soon as you clicked on him. Let's see what Juan Boy is doing.
Yeah, let's bring up Juan Boy. Shout out to Juan Boy. Peace and blessings, brother. GOAT James Kingdom member. What you got for us today, brother? I know you're ready to go off on these dudes. What you got for us?
Nah, I'm gonna take it easy today because I'm at work, so I can't be cussing and hollering and all that stuff. You know, I'm not a zesty. I got to work for mine. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is great take yesterday, and I would like you two guys to focus a little bit more on debating instead of arguing. All them dudes want to do is argue. They went to almost 2-3 hours arguing yesterday. But greatness, we gotta be honest with ourselves. LeBron James, they need to put his picture next to the greatness because anybody that can sustain that since high school until his 40s, you got to say that man's great. He's nothing short of it. And you know what I'm saying? Like I know. They be all emotional about Jordan, but Jordan ain't done half the stuff LeBron did. Even if we go back to high school, they was not talking about Michael Jordan coming out of lane. He was writing letters to UCLA. They said, no, we don't want you. Go to North Carolina. That's what it was. He didn't have no great college career. James Worthy was the best man on his team. They want to keep giving Michael Jordan all of these greatness accolades, and he ain't got nothing to prove it. When anytime Michael Jordan had the chance to prove that he was great by being the man, he failed. He failed at North Carolina, he failed as a Bull, and he failed as a Wizard. LeBron James don't got that. Everywhere he's gone, he's won. From high school to all the way to the NBA, all the way to FIBA, all the way to the Olympics. Why are we still having this debate?
Well, to respond to you, Juan Boy, obviously we were challenged. Brandon and I were challenged. First of all, I was challenged by Ticket. Whether Martell set it up or not, I was called saying somebody wants to debate me. Then we were called and told that Ticket wants to debate a second round debate because all his fan base realized what happened to him. Then he was supposed to debate Brandon one-on-one. He never set up the call or to do that. Then they found somebody else who wanted to talk to us, which was the Refuse to Lose guys. Those Refuse to Lose guys stepped up, so Brandon and I stepped up to the plate. Ticket showed up after all of that. And that's why you see there's an argument, because again, with Ticket TV, there is no debating. There's just going to be arguments. That's why I had to step up to the plate and check Ticket TV, which I'm the first and probably the only to do it.
Yeah, because that was definitely needed, man. And I hope everybody look at it like, because he's going to be wanting to run from platform to platform, and these guys keep giving him an opportunity, and he just keeps showing his ass. He disrespecting dudes when basketball. That's what I'm on record saying this. I say this on Facebook. But talking basketball comes too much. Y'all Jordan fans run the homosexual innuendos, and y'all run to things that have nothing to do with basketball because your basketball intellect ain't high enough. That's plain and simple. Go back. The way y'all want us to go back and watch all of this stuff from the 80s and 90s. Well, go back to the early 2000s and see how all them dudes from high school had to keep the NBA running because all the guys coming out of college was trash. Look at John Wallace. We don't talk about Walter McCarty, John Wallace. We don't talk about them. We talk about Kobe Bryant, Jermaine O'Neal, and them, though. Y'all don't know basketball.
No, yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And Diesel, you said that I don't need Brandon for Ticket TV. I do not need Brandon for Ticket TV. Ticket TV wanted to have another debate, so I was going to send Brandon. I already took care of Ticket TV. I don't got time to be arguing with Ticket TV and having to cut him off because my microphone's better than his and his Dominican Wi-Fi ain't stronger than Florida's Wi-Fi. It's not my fault. So, Juan Boy, we appreciate you, man. We got other folks up. We'll bring everybody else up once at a time. But let me go ahead and bring up the next gentleman who was here because he was very patient. He's back on the mic. Shout out to Killer Kingdom.
Wow, Jordan's a loser. He didn't win in college or as a Bull. I'm trying to find out when did.
What happened?
Nothing. No, he was just responding to what the last gentleman said.
I'm confused. I've got to go look back. I thought Jordan won in the Bulls. He said he never wanted the Bulls, so I gotta go back. I've been lying.
That's what happens when you gotta defend a dude that lost 6 finals. You gotta talk all around the board about everything else that don't matter.
So is that what you want to talk about? 6 finals losses? You don't even got good Wi-Fi, let alone to talk about basketball. Is that what you want to talk about, Killer?
Oh, here we go.
Is that what you want to talk about? Is that what you want to talk about? Go ahead. The mic is yours, brother. Go ahead. We listening.
By building his own teams, he lost 6 titles. So now we don't want to talk about championships. But he switched teams to win championships. And he went to Miami and promised 8 championships. So go ahead, carry on. What you got to say?
We didn't hear what you said. Continue. Your phone was going in and out. Go ahead and start from the top again.
I said LeBron fans talk about everything except championships. Mm-hmm. However, LeBron has switched teams multiple times to win championships, correct?
Yes, LeBron has won championships on every team he played on.
He has switched. Made trades.
Yeah, he's won every
made trades on every team, right? Got to every team. Hold on. He got to hold on.
He didn't make no trades. He didn't make trades.
Hold on. Once LeBron used up your salary cap, use up a team salary cap. Once he used up the salary cap and they can't win, they can't buy no more superstars. He leaves the team, right? And so he can go to a new salary cap, so he can get some more players. Correct?
No, false.
Oh my God! So he never did that. That never happened.
No. How does LeBron James
ever traded up?
How did he get to Miami? How did he get to Miami?
As a free agent.
Free agent.
Okay, how did they have the money? They had to shed the fat, right?
Because they're an NBA team.
Hold
Because
on,
they're
hold
an NBA
on,
team.
hold
They
on,
have-
hold on.
Hold on, let me ask him this. Hold on, wait, let me ask him this. Hold on, wait, let me ask you this.
They had to
Hold on,
shed the
no,
fat,
let's
right?
no, hold on. We answered your question. Now answer our question. Why
Go
was
ahead.
the Miami Heat the only team that could afford the big three?
Because they planned it ahead of time. They've been planning that.
Who planned it?
LeBron and D Wade. D Wade been approached Miami about that. They listen. You don't that kind of move don't just happen in 1 year. Where you have two max stars joining another one. 3 max players on one team. No, that don't happen in one season. That was over time. That's why the Miami Heat was shedding fat, getting rid of players so they can have salary cap room to go add 2 max players. They've been planning this.
So are you telling me the Miami Heat were the only team to actually be prepared for 2010?
The Miami Heat was the only team making this plan. Yeah.
How you got to ask? Okay, so Miami was the only team that did that, and they did that because LeBron James told them to do that.
Look, I said D Wade. I didn't say nothing about LeBron.
So
D Wade was playing. D Wade is in Miami.
Okay,
D Wade was in Miami. D Wade makes the call in Miami. D Wade is the man.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
D Wade got the statue.
No, he doesn't. Listen, if Dwayne
No, he
Wade,
doesn't.
if Dwayne Wade had that power, why was Dwayne Wade saying that he was actually going to Chicago in 2010?
They was making a decision.
No,
to go to
Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade. Again, I'm asking
they already made the decision. Hold on. Hold on.
It's not hold on. This is our show. You don't tell us hold on. I'm gonna ask you the question. You need to respond correctly. Dwayne Wade said that he was on his way to Chicago in 2010 until he spoke to LeBron James that offseason about playing together. So are you saying Dwayne Wade lied about him saying that he was going to go play in Chicago?
No, I'm not saying that. Okay, now since you brought that up, why did he say that? Who did he say he watched and was like, oh man, woo, we need more help to get those kind of rings?
He said that because he said that
Kobe
in
Bryant?
Miami.
Was it Kobe Bryant? Was it Kobe Bryant they were scared of?
That's not what he said. Again, what does that have to do with him going to Chicago?
That's not what he said.
And listen, you cannot cut me off if you're going to ask me the question. The question is why did Dwayne Wade say he was going to go to Chicago? He said he was going to Chicago because Miami did not have a team enough to win. So he was going to go to a team that actually had a roster, which was Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, and Joakim Noah, and what the Chicago Bulls had. And they had enough to sign 1 max player, which Dwayne Wade would have been able to go on that roster. So again, I'm asking you, if Dwayne Wade was going to go to Chicago in 2010, when did him and LeBron James decide to play together in Miami if in 2010 Dwayne Wade was going to Chicago?
Why y'all keep muting my mic? Why y'all keep muting my mic, man?
Because you don't let me speak so that we can get the conversation.
I let you speak. I let you speak.
Answer my question.
You asked me a question. Now, can I answer it?
Answer it. Go ahead.
Okay. D Wade didn't go to Miami. Didn't go to Chicago, right?
That's not the question. I asked you, why was Dwayne Wade saying that he was set to go to Chicago until LeBron James
was Chicago prepared to pay 3 max players?
No, they were prepared.
Because if you can remember, Melo was the.
Listen, you're not listening to the conversation.
You're not even listening.
You're not
what
listening.
Are you talking about?
Dwayne Wade just recently said that he was on his way to Chicago in 2010 without LeBron James, without Chris Bosh. He was going to Chicago until LeBron called him and asked him what he was going to do and what were the possibilities of them playing together. So again, I ask you, if in 2010, Dwayne Wade was already set to go to Chicago, when did him and LeBron James decide to play with each other in Miami?
D Wade wasn't set to go to Chicago in 2010, homeboy.
That's what he said.
If you go back and watch the decision and go watch D Wade, they was all in the room watching the decision on TV, waiting for it.
And what did Dwayne Wade say? I'm nervous. I don't even know what LeBron's going to do. He didn't even know what LeBron was going to do. He said, I'm nervous just like everybody else, and had his own decision party just like everybody else had, which he didn't know what was going to be LeBron's decision. We all sat there and watched it. We all did not know what LeBron was going to say, including Dwayne Wade.
So why did LeBron go to Miami?
Because Miami had the best option to win a championship, and they had the best chance to put a roster together to win a championship, which Cleveland was not trying to do.
Okay, so why did he leave Miami?
He left Miami to go win a championship in Cleveland, which is exactly what he did.
God. Okay, so why didn't he stay in Miami, though? But he said 8 rings,
He
right?
left Miami to go win
8
a
rings,
championship
right?
in Cleveland. No, he said that. That's fine. He said that, but that doesn't mean he was going to win it. Why do you believe LeBron James was going to win 8 championships?
So if rings don't matter, if rings don't matter,
it's not
why
about
he switched
rings.
teams?
It's not about rings. I'm asking you a simple question. Why did you believe LeBron James was going to win 8 NBA championships?
He said that. He said he believed that. I'm telling you what LeBron said.
No,
Why are you arguing with me about it? He said it.
No, because
LeBron
LeBron has the right to believe that. I'm asking you, why did you believe that? Why did you believe it?
Because because for one, you joined the second best player in the East, right? The second best player in the East was Dwayne Wade.
Continue. No, he wasn't.
Okay.
Continue. No, he wasn't.
Okay, and then so that mean, and then you add Chris Bosh. So you already done collapsed the superstardom. You already collapsed superstars in the East. Correct, right or wrong?
False.
Oh, okay. False. So who? Okay. So then, D Wade was not the best player outside of LeBron in the East. Who were the top 5 players? Who were the top 5 players? Who were the top 5 players in the NBA around that time? Was anybody outside LeBron, D Wade in the top 5?
LeBron, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett were all better. Dwight Howard were all better than Dwayne Wade.
And all those players are on the West, right?
No, Dwight Howard and Kevin Garnett are
KD was KD. You said Kevin Kevin Garnett. I thought you said Kevin Durant.
Yes, Kevin Garnett, who made an All NBA and All Defensive team as well.
Kevin Garnett was not in the top 5 players in 2000 in the 2009, baby. No, not at all. Kevin Garnett, stop it, man.
Of course you're gonna say stop it because you just want to say
Dwayne Wade was Kevin Garnett was better than Dwayne Wade.
What does that have?
Dwayne Wade.
What
does that have?
What's your point? Okay, what's your point for all of this? Like, what's your point for all of this?
What's your point?
My point is LeBron's. Why do y'all not like talking about championships? Is it because he lost 6 times?
No, we do talk.
Okay, let's talk about
him. He won 4. He won 4. The most in his era.
But he lost 6. And he formed his own teams.
Oh wait, all right.
And he was the reason why he lost.
Killer. Are you saying that you only lose the NBA championship in the finals?
Yeah. Where's he gonna lose it?
Oh wait. So can you win the NBA finals losing in the first round?
Can you win the NBA finals not making the playoffs?
Can you? No, you can't. So that's a part of it.
Okay.
So can you make answer my question? Can you make the finals losing in the first round?
Trying to find a way to go around that question.
No, his mic froze. He froze again.
Yeah,
like
he
normally
froze up.
He froze again. These niggas is not killing.
And Johnny, to make your point, part of the complaining Dwayne Wade divorce with his ex-wife is that he was going to play for the Bulls. So that goes more into your point that he's going to play for the Bulls.
Wait, King John,
He recently said it. He just recently said that he was on his way to Chicago. It was set and done. He was like, I'm going to go back home. Miami was not going to be able to put nothing together for him. He only stopped to think about staying in Miami because LeBron James asked him. And they thought about going to Chicago before going to Miami.
His ex-wife
was New York.
His ex-wife brought that up.
New York.
They were going to go to New York, but the New York fumbled the ball because remember
they signed Carmelo Anthony a year prior. They got
exactly. So New York fumbled the ball. So at the end of the day,
they signed Melo the next year. They signed Amari Stoudemire.
And Scottie Pippen was a top. Scottie Pippen was definitely.
They signed Amari Stoudemire that season when they lost out on LeBron.
They
signed him before.
Yeah,
he had already agreed to it. That's why they didn't go over there because when it was like
they were supposed to go to New York.
They said LeBron and Dwayne Wade said who's the third guy? They said Chris Bosh. Then they was like, okay, well, where can we go with Chris Bosh? Miami was the only place because Miami was the only team smart enough to clear their entire salary cap for the 2010 offseason. So they had enough money to sign 3 max players. They were the only team that had the chance to do that. So that was the whole point.
The Knicks too.
No, but the
Knicks blew it.
They blew it by signing Amari. If they didn't sign Amari, that's what I'm saying. They signed Amari, which means they didn't have the 3 no more. They gave Amari the third one, but the LeBron and Dwayne Wade didn't want to play with Amari. They wanted to play with Chris Bosh,
which makes sense because he was hurt the rest of his career.
So they went to Miami because Miami was the only team smart enough to have.
Yeah, I was right. He signed with the Knicks in 2010, the same offseason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he did that before anybody in LeBron or anybody agreed
before they could sign all of them. Yeah,
they
signed
signed
Amari.
all together. That's what happened. They signed Amari too early in the salary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Too early.
Exactly.
And gave too much money.
Go to the Knicks.
Not to mention they were already
Because
set
they
to
didn't tell
trade for
nobody.
Carmelo.
That's why the Knicks didn't know they was planning to come in. That's why they signed Amari.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the Knicks didn't have a clue.
That's what happened.
The
But we
Knicks
did
said
have-
if y'all would have told us y'all wanted to come to New York, they would have never signed Amari.
We did have somebody up, but they disappeared. Let's bring up P5. P5 was very patient. Shout out to P5. Thank you for joining us. Again, as you can see, Zesty Jeffries can't talk basketball. They want to talk. Remember, he said we don't want to talk about winning, but he wanted to talk about losing. He didn't want to talk about winning because if we talk about winning, Jordan's not the greatest winner, so that means Jordan's not his GOAT. He wants to talk about losing because he thinks that losing only happens in the finals. You don't only lose in the finals. You can't win a championship if you lost in the first round. And like he said, you can't win a championship if you don't make the playoffs. So you lose a championship once you don't make the playoffs. Once you don't make the finals, you lost the championship. You don't have a chance anymore. So that means Jordan had worse seasons than LeBron James. Matter of fact, LeBron James is better going to the 6 finals and losing then than losing prior. So what you guys are basically saying is that losing before the finals is better than losing before losing before the finals better than losing in the finals. And in reality, what you're saying is that the Lakers had a better season than the Dallas Mavericks last year. But let's go, P5. Thank you for joining us. We had I
say winning the finals is better than losing the finals, but that's neither here or there.
No, but we never said that. We never said 6 finals appearances is better than 6 NBA championships.
No, I've never said 6 finals appearances is better than anything. I said 6 final wins is better. You got to add more wins.
It is 6 finals wins is better than 4, but it ain't better than 11, and it ain't better than 7, and it ain't better than 8, and it definitely ain't better than 10.
Well, when you start bringing those players that have those in the conversation, then we can address that. But
they are in the conversation. That's why it's called the greatest players of all time. They are in the conversation.
Like I said, until I see a meme that's not just Jordan LeBron on it, then I will concede to that.
Yeah, because that's what Jordan fans stick to.
Yeah. So hold on, but let's get P5.
I don't make memes about Jordan and LeBron. Apparently, I don't make memes comparing LeBron and Jordan together. That's not me. I don't do that. So you can't say.
All right, let's go ahead with P5. He's been waiting for a while.
Yo, what's up with it? What's up with it, guy?
What's good? What's good?
That's the first feature. Okay. On the basket.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that. We just got done doing the insurance on the car I just got. So that's what he came in here for. But I'm sorry about that. I'm ready now.
Congratulations.
I'm back. All right, so what's up? What are we talking about? What are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about how basketball fans define greatness, and basically what's considered the greatest. How do you define what's the greatest in any particular category, especially when when we're talking about the greatest basketball player of all time? Mm-hmm. That's the conversation.
I think greatness is subjective. I don't think, because at the end of the day, like there might be a set definition for it, but people are going to have their own definitions for everything, right? For me, greatness is just down to, it depends on the category. Like if I'm looking at who the greatest 3-point shooter is, Stephen Curry, I'd be looking at volume, efficiency, and a combination of the eye test, and I would just accumulate all of that to come up with my opinion on who the greatest is, right? And so it's kind of something like that. If I were to talk about who the greatest player is, let's say today, LeBron, that would be because of how long he's played. That'd be because of how great he was when he did play. So that's why I would have LeBron as the greatest, because of those reasons. If it was Jordan, I'd talk about playoff stuff and, 90s toughness or whatever you want to call it, and stuff like that. Like, so it's all subjective criteria. But I think that's how I would define it. It's just whatever your criteria is, and whoever matches or how you rank it in that certain category for that criteria. That's who's the greatest. I think. Did that answer the question? I think that.
No, yeah, of course you did. Like you said, it is.
Yeah, you said GOAT and LeBron in the same sentence. So anything you say now is cloud nine for them too. So
He
You
said
could say
Jordan.
the
He said
sky is
Jordan is
orange,
great.
but as long as
He
you say
said
LeBron,
Jordan
you know.
is great. He mentioned Stephen Curry. Obviously, P5 can recognize greatness, but like he said, you have to have some form of greatness to be considered the greatest, and that's all we're just trying to say. But we do know it is difficult to determine what's great because a lot of people, like you said, have their own definition of what they consider great. Some people don't think scoring 40,000 points in 20 seasons is great. They don't think that that's great. They think winning 10 scoring titles is great. Some people don't think 10 scoring titles is that great. So that is the issue. But a lot of NBA fans are subjective with their takes, and that's obviously an issue. But in general, we all know we appreciate greatness here in GOAT James Kingdom. That's why we always recognize everybody's greatness, no matter what it is that they were great at. But again, like I said, a lot of guys just don't want to recognize greatness. They are the first ones to diminish somebody because they can't appreciate greatness. That's why somebody's asking us about 6 finals, as if 6 finals losses is not great. At the end of the day, 6 finals losses is great. You made the finals 6 times. That's great. You won your conference 6 times. That's great. I don't care. I don't know what anybody says. That's just great.
I think because I don't know, because I feel like the win-loss thing in basketball, of course, why do you play basketball? You try to win, right? That's the whole point of playing sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you have to then rank who's good or who's not, or who's great and who's not great by the wins and the losses, though. Because at the end of the day, you're not the ones playing basketball. You're just trying to rank these players individually, right? If you want to bring the winning and losing into it, that's fine. I think it's hard to stay consistent with that because everyone has their own biases. So I leave the winning and the losing out of it. I do recognize that making it to the finals that many times is great, right? But yeah, I don't think losing in the finals 6 times, especially when you look at the teams that LeBron played in those finals, most of them at least, I don't think that's that big of a detriment to his career. I really don't think it is. But
it makes him the worst player of all time.
No, it goes right. It says losing is greatness. They act like losing in the first round isn't losing. They're making Jordan great for losing in the first round, losing in the second round, losing in the conference finals. Jordan's losing there as well, but they don't count that. They only want to count finals losses when finals losses is the worst place, is actually the best place to lose at. The worst place to lose is not making the playoffs, which we know Jordan didn't make the playoffs twice. So if we're going to sit here and talk about losses, then you're not talking about winning. That's why they're hypocrites. Like they said here, just making the finals is great. No, it's not just making the finals. Winning the championship is the accomplishment. But making the finals is the second next greatest accomplishment because you can't win the championship without being in the finals. So your ultimate goal is to win the championship. The second goal is to make the championship. The third goal is to be in the playoffs.
I wonder if these guys have that same energy for like guys like Magic Johnson or Kareem. Like they like lost 3, 4 finals.
6 and 4 is better than 6 and 0. That's the point. 4 and 6 is better than 4 and 0. It was better for LeBron James to be in these NBA finals than to not be in it. That's basically saying the Dallas Mavericks had a worse season than the Lakers because they didn't lose in the NBA finals and the Mavericks did.
Yeah. I think if anything, it just points that now again. I also can recognize that I don't think the Eastern Conference is all that great, right? And I think LeBron had a really good team. But what it does prove is because he also did switch teams in the middle of his run to the East, and he went through different teammates, different versions of these teams. It does show that LeBron is one of few players in NBA history that can say whatever team they're on, they're going to make a really deep playoff run. I don't think many players in NBA history can say that. So, yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. That does prove LeBron's greatness. And indirectly, when people say that, I think it's just people don't hear it because
no one's saying making 10 finals is the greatest accomplishment ever. No one's saying making the finals is greater than winning a final. So,
Rashad Myers, it's not that losing equals greatness. It's that getting somewhere and being able to sustain a level of winning, like because when you win in the conference finals, you're a winner. I think that I don't think people recognize the accomplishment that it is to make it to the finals. Only 2 out of 30 teams can make it to the finals every year, and to be on one of those 2 teams, be the guy on one of those 2 teams, it means something.
Yeah, and you're running the gauntlet too. Like every year, it's just showing that you're overcoming all of your competition for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't say anything about him making it 8 straight. I don't say nothing. It's a great feat. But my only thing is like people can't fathom Jordan winning 6 titles in 8 years because of competition. But those are the same people that are highlighting that LeBron made to 8 straight finals in the same faction and has no. It's just because he's great and not because of the competition. While it's Jordan, it's the competition and not because he's great. So you can't fathom how someone could win 6 finals in 8 years, but you can imagine someone going to 8 finals in 8 straight years. That's the thing. That's my whole thing about the whole argument about championships between them two.
Yeah, and then here's my whole thing about this Jordan stuff, right? And I don't use it to discredit Jordan because I think Jordan's one of the 2 greatest of all time. I think LeBron's one of the 2.
If you say Jordan and LeBron, you can't be mad with any choice if you see either of those 2.
That people overlook and what people don't realize when they say that just blindly, right, that LeBron lost these teams in the finals, so he's not great anymore. Well, Michael Jordan in his career was also a loser. Like he played in the NBA with the Bulls his first stint, I guess, and then excluding the Wizards stuff because I know people don't like to talk about that. About 13, 14 years in the NBA, right? He made it to the finals 6 times, won 6 times. I get that, but there's another 7, 8 years that people just don't want to talk about when it comes to Jordan's winning or losing stuff. Because when we talk about those years, Jordan was a loser. He was a bigger loser than LeBron was, and people don't want to talk about that. But it is what it is.
We could talk about it, but then the thing is, well, he didn't
no
win
discredit to Jordan. No discredit to Jordan, right? Because again, I think Jordan's awesome. I don't expect Jordan to make it to the finals every single year and win every single year. That's not my expectation for Jordan, or I don't think it should be, right? I just don't like how people use certain things for LeBron, but when I use the same things for Jordan, people don't like it because it's the first round and better than him. But people don't do that for LeBron. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense, but
Facts,
it is.
Facts. All right, so we actually got some more people to bring up here, man. We appreciate you, P5. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas for putting in a comment here. He said, you can't judge players on championships. Most times players can't control all elements necessary to win a championship, coaching, roster, front office, etc. But Gilbert
can we get Gil up here?
No, forget Gilbert Arenas. LeBron James is not only the greatest player of all time, he's the greatest coach of all time. He's the greatest front office GM of all time because not only does he play the game of basketball, he coaches the team, he actually trades players, he signs players, he does all of those things. So LeBron James is the greatest at all of that. So thank you, P5, again. Let's bring up somebody else here. We have New World in the building. Shout out to you, New World. Thank you for joining us. Ron James, I'll bring you up shortly because you keep coming in and out. Thank you, New World, for joining us. What's good, brother? What you got for us for today's take?
Salute to you, brothers. It's been a while, man. I've been catching y'all on the back stream though. Y'all been killing it out here. You was cooking that nigga Ticket. I had to watch that a couple times, just get some laughs in. It was great. But yeah, man. On to this topic. Greatness. I think greatness isn't something that's subjective, because at the end of the day, like, people are always going to put these modifiers behind, what they quantify as greatness and what isn't greatness. But a lot of it is just, you're trying to diminish what somebody else has accomplished. I think production is basically the overall standard for greatness. Like, somebody's going to achieve more production than somebody else. That's how you quantify who is greater. You can have like a ranking system and requirements or whatnot, but greatness is not really subjective. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to know who the top 10 players are. Like, everybody has like a top 10 list that's pretty similar, like, unless you're just being, objectively biased, but like most people's top 10 is going to look quite the same. So you can't really say greatness is subjective. Like, it's very objective. Like, you can tell who's great and who's not great. But moving on from that, like, it's just like, one thing I never get with like LeBron haters is, like, you guys kind of pushed on it a little bit. It's like, if LeBron was like 4-0 and lost 6 times in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think he would still get the same amount of hate that he gets today. Like, I really do think it's just like the whole Jordan LeBron narrative that kind of like pushes LeBron down, since Jordan came first and he played in the 90s, which is like, I really think that's what it is.
You know what they'll say? New World, LeBron couldn't make 6 finals like Jordan. That's what they will say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. See, it's like there's going to be a new narrative to try to push back on like what he's done and what he's accomplished. That's why I'm just like, you can't really Like you can't really win that kind of argument. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Like you can spit all the facts, but you know if LeBron was like straight up 4-0, never lost, but never lost in the finals, but he lost 6 times in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the first round or wherever. You know what I mean? He's still going to get the same amount of vitriol. So you know, I just think it's a dumb narrative. I think it's low IQ to talk about finals losses, especially when it comes to LeBron. Like I know you guys will also think this is funny. Like they always talk about LeBron losing 6 times in the finals, but the only finals loss they talk about is 2011. They don't talk about no other finals loss, bro. It's always 2011. So I'm just like, God damn, like it's 2011. Like, did this nigga not go to 8 more finals after 2011? Like, I don't understand what the obsession is with 2011. Like,
Well,
it's like they
we
really.
only talk about that because he choked 6 times in the finals and he like underperformed every single time.
I mean, if that were really the case, bro, I would not have any argument about Jordan being the GOAT. Like, I swear. Like, if LeBron really did choke in like all 6 of his finals losses, I wouldn't even be telling people that LeBron's the GOAT. But it's just a simple fact that he hasn't, and they have to highlight 2011 so much. Like, they hold on to that by the skin of their teeth. I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, that kind of just goes to show you, like, that the man is great. Like, the man is greatness. He's the definition. His face should be in the dictionary next to the word. And you know, you really only have people that can try to diminish it by like highlighting the losses and highlighting the losing. But it's like, well, you got all this other winning that just kind of stacks up with, you know, anybody all time. Like, you know, nobody has 4 finals MVPs except for Jordan. You know what I mean? Like that should count for something. But like people only, like, you know, they like that one dude who was up in here, Kingdom Killer. He was talking about how we don't talk about winning and we're only talking about like glorifying losing or whatever he was talking about. And I'm sitting just like, well, you know, whenever we bring up LeBron has 4 championships on 3 different teams, something that's never been done, and got a Finals MVP every single time. You know what I mean? That's the epitome of winning. That's something that's never been accomplished before. But they'll treat that like it's dirt. Like that shit didn't happen. And I'm just like, to me, that doesn't make sense. And that's why I say you have low basketball IQ if you're sitting here trying to bring up the value of losing versus the value of everything else that LeBron has accomplished in his career.
That's what happens when you don't know basketball. Simple as that.
Technically, he's the first with 4 final MVPs on 3 different teams. There's other players with championships on multiple teams. He's just the only.
No, I'm talking about, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about he's the only one that's gotten championships on 3 different teams and 3 finals MVPs at the same time. Like he's the only one to do that. Like that's like the epitome of what you would call greatness and being a winner. You know, like regardless of making it to the finals 10 times, which is also greatness, but it's just the simple fact that he's been able to do something that hasn't been done ever, and he's done it multiple times. So it's just like, I don't know, like it's a weird argument to me. I think it's an emotionally driven argument because, like I said, Jordan fans, man, they're just obsessed with LeBron. Like that's really all I can say.
So how am I LeBron
felt that?
I've been up here always telling you how I think Mike's a go, but I'm not gonna entertain bad narratives just about discrediting LeBron just for the sake of doing it. Like
Right.
that's not a basketball fan.
I think Jordan is great too. I mean, I got Jordan in my top 3, and aside from like me trolling Jordan fans, like I really don't have much bad things to say about him. It's mostly just troll, but it's just like, God damn, bro.
Like, I don't. At this point, I don't really care what people say their goat is, as long as like they tell me why. And like, I don't. But if I hear a bad narrative about any player, I'll go after it.
Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth and be honest. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about why you have who.
They don't know. They don't know. They just don't know.
Honestly, if you don't have Jordan or LeBron as number 1, you don't know basketball. That's how I look at it.
Well, I say top 3 because Kareem, like I did see Sturdy comment, like Kareem does kind of get disrespected in these debates a lot. So like, you know, I will always like say that Kareem can also be the GOAT. And, you know, if you want to throw Bill in there because of the championship number, like, that's also valid because that nigga has 11 championships, and I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's won more than him. Like, he's the ultimate winner.
That's a lot.
It is what it is.
I've always said if every stat and accolade was available, he'd be the GOAT.
If they tracked it blocks and steals when Wilt was playing, he would be the GOAT forever and ever.
Yeah,
there would be nobody in NBA history.
I mean, if they were allowed to dunk in that era, then Wilt Chamberlain's numbers would be even more crazy.
Yeah,
Like
but
Will
we don't
Chamberlain
have
can shoot the ball like 2,
All
3
right,
feet
guys.
away
yeah,
from
hey,
the
we
Let's
rim.
move
don't,
on, guys.
yeah,
Let's move on, guys.
Oh
let
yeah.
Ron James let Ron James get his take in, and that way we can let everybody else get their final take in. Because I'm actually about to step up out of here, Brandon. You can take over so we can get up out of here as well. Because
Yeah, I'm
I
about
have
to
to
step
go.
out too.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So let's hurry up and get the
Yeah,
show
go
over
ahead,
with.
Ron
Let's
James.
go ahead, Ron James. Are you there? What's your take, sir? Because you've been very patient. Thank you for joining us on a great Sunday afternoon. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We do this every Sunday noon Eastern time. What's your take for us today, Ron James?
Well, y'all spoke on it earlier. I wanted to ask a question though, because I know y'all do a lot of videos and do a lot of debates. The 6-0, like the 6 finals losses thing y'all spoke on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask if you guys already made a video about that, like made a video about like 6 finals losses versus losing in previous postseason series, because it's something that I hear a lot when people talk about LeBron, and it's like annoying because it's like, how can you attack being on the final stage, right? But then treat other stages, losing on other stages in a different manner when it's a lesser stage than the final stage. So I always wanted to like hear you guys do a once and for all debate about like 6, like the final stage versus like a conference stage or a semi-final stage or a first round stage, because it's like you keep saying 6 finals losses when there's plenty of players that are looked at as great that I've lost 6 times in lesser stages. You see what I'm saying? Like what comes
I
with,
don't think we ever did a video on that, but it's kind of
I
hard
think
for
it needs to
people who
happen.
do
Like it
not
really needs to happen,
understand.
because
Yeah, like there's a lot of people who don't understand what that means. That's the issue. They only stick to 6 final losses because that's all
6
they
finals
know.
losses,
That's all
and
they
like
hear. Yeah, that's
they
all they
skip
hear. They
past.
don't they will really say that it's worse to lose in the finals than in the first round because they
It's
really never
crazy.
play sports.
No, but check
Am I
this
here?
out. But
I
listen,
think
no,
that's
but check this out, Ron. But check this out, Ron. Check this out. Look what they're saying here. But let us Zesty Jeffrey explain it.
Let's get it.
Losing in the first round is the same exact thing as losing in the finals. So why we're talking about 6 losses? Why we're not talking about Jordan's 9 losses? You see what I'm trying to say?
It's crazy because look,
They're not staying consistent. They don't want to talk about losses because they know
Okay,
Jordan
let's
lost.
talk about it. Let's
and
talk
they'll
about
skip
it.
past the
Let's talk
regular
about it.
season record and the seeding that they had in the regular season. They'll skip past the divisional championship. They'll skip past the conference championship and just go straight to, oh, he finally
Let's talk
lost.
about it.
So let's talk about the finals because he finally
Okay.
lost.
All right, let's talk about Jordan's 9 losses. So tell us about Jordan's 9 losses, Kingdom Killer. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna talk. If we're gonna talk Jordan 9 losses, so we have to add to those 6 losses. We have to add those other 18, 16, 17, 18 losses.
Again, we asked you to talk
on
about
LeBron,
Michael
on
Jordan.
LeBron's record.
We'll explain LeBron's. You explain Jordan's 9. Explain
Okay.
Jordan's 9 losses, please.
Okay, Jordan came into the league in '84.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was his first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
'85 he broke his foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he only played like 17 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And his team still made the playoffs.
He was hold on. His team was
Let him go.
lottery.
Let him
He
go.
was a
I got
lottery.
this,
He was the
guys.
third.
Do not respond to Kingdom Killer. He's not here for you. He's here for us. Go ahead, Kingdom Killer. Go. Go ahead, brother.
Hold on.
You was at broken foot and still losing. Continue.
Okay, broken foot. Okay. First of all, his team. The team was already trash. They was a lottery team. He was a 3rd pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was already trash, right? He didn't have a D Wade.
Don't ask us if don't ask us if they were trash. That's your opinion. That's your take. Continue.
Okay.
So Jordan, wait.
Okay.
So after 85, Jordan had
so 85,
trash
he broke
teams.
his foot.
That's why he lost. That's why he lost.
Hold on.
Continue.
Hold on. He broke his foot, right?
Okay.
Okay. He broke it. Okay. And he wasn't supposed to come back, but he worked himself to come back for the playoffs, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He felt confident in himself enough that he can still come back and still bust ass, right?
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Okay.
We're listening.
They lost to the Celtics, who was already champions, right? The Celtics was the champions, right?
Continue.
Okay. The next year, they lose. Who they lose to? They lost to Bird and them again, right?
No, they didn't. They lost to a team that didn't have an All NBA player or All Defensive player on their roster. But continue.
No, this was what we at? Where am I?
88.
87.
I'm sorry, 87. We're at 87.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Pippen. Okay. They lose. Okay, they lose to the Pistons. Okay. 3 times. Okay. Once Pippen got mentally ready. Once they start getting the draft pieces, specialists, not superstars. They drafted some pieces. Yeah, they drafted some pieces, and okay, and once Jordan got deeper into his prime at that time, and Field came along, and they designed it, and they had that triangle offense to give Jordan more separation from being triple teamed and beat on by the Pistons, right? The whole purpose of the triangle is to give space, right? Spacing, right? Okay, Now, Jordan, see, Jordan had the skill set for that. See, he had the skill set for a team to build around. See, he had a pull up jumper, something like a 1, 2, 3 dribble pull up jumper. Okay, that one thing alone is a separation from LeBron and Jordan, and that one thing alone is a separation from LeBron winning more championships. He's supposed to win more than 6. Nobody's saying LeBron is not a great player. We're talking about greatness. Hold on. Let me get back. We're talking about greatness.
I was talking about Jordan and his 9 non-final appearances. Why are you talking about LeBron?
No, that's fine. But I'm bringing a compare why there's a difference in between the two.
Oh yeah, we
don't do that. We will show you the comparison. We will give you the comparison. We will explain LeBron. We will explain LeBron. We will. Yes, we have.
Have you ever seen Jordan choke?
Yes,
we have. Seen Jordan choke in the series?
Yes, we have. Yes,
when?
1988.
He choked?
Yes.
Okay, how he choked?
Because Jordan underperformed. He underperformed so bad that his team legitimately went and got 2 more players in the next draft, because that's how it works. They got to trade to get more players. They had to trade away Charles Oakley to get Bill Cartwright to help them win, which was the second overall pick in 1980, and was averaging 17-9 in New York before coming as a Chicago Bull. So yes, Michael Jordan choked in 1988 because he lost to a team that had no All NBA player, no All Defensive player on the roster.
But how did he choke though? How did he choke? What did he do?
Because he underperformed. He had less points.
How does that?
He had less points. He shot worse. He had less steals. He had less blocks. He had less steals. He had more turnovers. His team lost. He was up. He had more turnovers. He had more turnovers, less blocks, less steals, less steals, less points. You can't listen. We let you talk. Don't cut me off. I'm talking. When I'm talking, you have to just sit there and listen like I did with you. You can make your moments, whatever you want to do, but it's my turn to speak. So again, LeBron James never lost to a team that had no All NBA player on the roster or no All Defensive player on the roster. Jordan did. That's not a narrative. All defensive players and all NBA team matters.
So how many he had on his team?
LeBron James did not have more All NBA players on his roster than Jordan did. LeBron James did not have more All Defensive players on his roster than Jordan did. In fact, LeBron James played more All Defensive players, more all NBA players than Michael Jordan ever played in his career. In fact, Jordan never played a team with 3 All NBA players, let alone beat one. LeBron James did.
Well, those dudes became who they were because they beat LeBron.
No, they don't. You don't make the All NBA team. You don't make the All NBA team because you win an NBA championship. There's plenty of players who win NBA championships that don't make the All NBA team.
No, you're right. But I'm talking about those Hall of Fame guys. Those Hall of Fame guys.
I didn't mention Hall of Famers. I didn't say nothing about no Hall of Famers.
Okay.
So why you mention that? Now let's mention LeBron's losses. LeBron James entered the league to the Cleveland Cavaliers, which was the worst team in the NBA.
Don't talk about the team. Don't talk about
the second NBA. You did. You said Jordan's team was.
You said don't talk about the team. So I stopped. I stopped talking about the team.
All you did was make excuses for Jordan losing.
All you talking about? I'm not making excuses. I'm not.
Wait.
What does LeBron James have to do with Cleveland Cavaliers being horrible in 2003? He was not on that team. I just said he just joined a horrible team.
Jordan did too.
No, we never stopped you there. You gave the excuses.
You told me don't bring up the teammates.
No, we didn't. When we said that, we never said don't bring up the teammates.
You said don't talk about his team.
No, we didn't. You said Jordan.
You didn't say that? Okay.
No. Again, we have all of this recorded. Don't tell me what I said. You're not even letting me.
Stop making up stuff.
You're not even letting me talk. You're cutting me off while I'm speaking. So how are you going to know what I'm saying? You're not even listening. You're not even listening. My wife just said it. Put your dumb ass in the dugout. But I don't want to do that today. I want to actually expose you because you came here to get exposed. So I'm going to keep telling you this. LeBron James entered the league with a team that was the worst team in the NBA. Jordan didn't. LeBron James made that team a winning team the next year. They had more wins than losses the year next. They won 42 games and lost 40 in 05. LeBron's second season. LeBron's third season, he ended up making the playoffs. He never got hurt. No excuses for him. He was able to take his team to the playoffs. He faced a team that had 2 All-NBA players and 3 All-Defensive players. That's how they beat him. They actually went 7 games versus that team as well. Then he went up the next season and took his team to the NBA Finals. 4 years into his NBA career, Jordan in his 4th NBA season lost to a team that had no All-NBA players and no All-Defensive players on the roster. LeBron James beat teams that had All-NBA players and All-Defensive players. He went all the way to the NBA Finals versus a team that had All-NBA and All-Defensive players.
And he was only 22.
Jordan never did that. Then after that, the NBA decided to rack up teams. Kobe Bryant cried and said that I want to be traded because I'm losing and I can't be here. The franchise promised me we would be winning and we're losing, so I want to be traded. Then they told him, chill, we're going to get you somebody. They got him Paul Gasol, who ended up making the All-NBA team 3 straight years with the Lakers. Then Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen go join the Boston Celtics. LeBron James still faces them, a team that Jordan never even got a chance to face and beat in his life, like the Boston Celtics of 08, who won an NBA championship. Like you said, if Jordan lost to the championship team in 87, so did LeBron in 08. In 2009, he faced Dwight Howard and a team that had 3 All-Stars on the roster. You're not going to call them a superstar team because that's not LeBron James's team. But he faces a team that had the Defensive Player of the Year, a guy that was All-NBA first team, All-Defensive first team, and Dwight Howard. And he went up against that team without any real superstars on his roster at all. And then he ended up taking his team again to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals in 2009 to face the Orlando Magic. Jordan didn't do that. Jordan lost again in 89. Why is that? Because Jordan was never that good. He needed Scottie Pippen, like you said. The Scottie Pippen developed and Phil Jackson showed up. That's when the Bulls started winning. The reason they had so many good draft picks because the Bulls kept losing. With Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has the most losing seasons out of every player in the top 10. He has the most. That's facts. Those are not us lying. So when you want to continue talking about losing, we'll get on it. Because once he went to Miami, it was on. Even in Miami.
Losing season for Jordan.
He was not even supposed to make the NBA Finals in Miami in the first season. They were not supposed to, but they did. He overachieved that year. Then he won back-to-back championships. Then he lost to a San Antonio team, like you said, was also another great team. But he made the NBA Finals. He was in the finals. He was there competing for a championship like you're supposed to as the GOAT. He left that team, which was in the NBA Finals. So he left a title contending team to go to a team that didn't even make the playoffs and was a lottery team and had the number 1 pick for three straight seasons. They had the number 1 pick and took them straight to the NBA Finals because Kyrie Irving got hurt. Kevin Love got hurt in the playoffs, and he still took them to the finals.
6 games. 6 games still.
And then the Warriors had to build a super team to beat him then. Then he goes to the LA Lakers, who wasn't doing nothing for years. He had an injured season, like you said. His first injured season of all time was his 18th NBA season? 16th NBA season? The Lakers were 4th seed before he got hurt. Look at him. He's gone.
Yeah, he had to run out of here.
After we let him speak. After we gave him the microphone. Gone. This is why GOAT James Kingdom exists. You niggas cannot stick with a Johnny, man. I gave you the mic, and you fucking did nothing with the microphone. That shit was like a fucking ice brick. You had that shit looking cold. I heat that shit back up so we can continue talking basketball.
I think it might.
Can I ask a question, please? Can I ask a question, please?
Go ahead, Sturdy.
Because this New World did mention it. I'll be honest with you, and this LeBron versus Jordan weird debate. There's so much disrespect being thrown around, and not towards LeBron or Jordan, because some of it is deserved. It's really to guys like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like the fact that the way these guys are being dismissed is beyond disrespectful. So my question, starting with Twin Man, because Twin Man has always asked this question, which I don't know why guys like Craig and Travis never answered it. He asks this question almost every single day. They never answer it. So is this for the LeBron fans and Jordan fans on the panel? When did they both pass Kareem? Was it a particular season? Was it when they retired? Was it year 15? Like when? I want to know exactly when Jordan became greater. Jordan and LeBron became greater than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Answer the question. I'm sorry. I like saying that. Sorry.
I've always answered that.
Who are you asking? Because I got Kareem.
No. I'm asking if you consider yourself a LeBron fan or a Jordan fan on this panel. When did those two particular legends pass up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Okay,
Jordan passed up. Oh, go ahead.
I'll answer my question. I got Kareem number 2, so I don't think to me Jordan is over Jordan over Kareem anyway. But I would say in my personal biasness, I thought when he became the number one scorer, the scoring king, that's when I thought. But after some time has passed, I would say around 2024, 23, he started to show examples of being more productive and having more stats and more All-NBAs. I would say around that time, between 2023, in my opinion, 24, he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So it took him a respectable career to do so.
I appreciate your honesty, Ishmael. B. Lee, aka Bruce Lee. As I didn't know that was your nickname now, but like apparently that's your nickname. When did LeBron James, or even if you have Michael Jordan, pass up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Was it 2016 as well, or like I just want to know.
For Jordan, when he passed up Kareem, I guess you could say his last title with the Bulls, you could say he passed up Kareem by most people, majority of people. I mean, did he pass up Kareem? Maybe not, but majority of people think it was maybe his last title, something, his third title. But for LeBron, I always said LeBron came the greatest player in 2016, but like most people, I didn't really have the stats to back it up to like his 19th year or something, because I didn't really do that until his 19th year, why statistically he was better than everybody.
Well, to answer your question again,
No, I respect your honesty, B. Lee.
It's not like it's like with these three guys, I've always said it's a razor thin margin. Like to me, it's just like what you value, what's your criteria. Like to me, I think I put him above Kareem just because Kareem only has 2 more all defensive teams, but he has like 4 less all defensive first team selections. He has double, or actually more than double his NBA Finals MVPs. He only has one less regular season MVP. I think he was the best player on his team. Obviously more often than Kareem was. I mean, Kareem I think has maybe you could argue he has like a more consistent peak, but if you're talking analytics, Jordan clears him there as well. But I mean, like he has more seasonal titles than Kareem, but it's such a very slim margin. Like he had to say his head and shoulders above, but to me, it's really just the consistency in the awards puts him a little bit above Kareem to me.
So even though Kareem has more awards, you still give the edge to Jordan in awards, which is weird. Even though Kareem has just as many titles as Jordan, and during those 10 times he was in the finals, he was actually the best player those 10 trips at least 6 times. So the same amount of times Michael Jordan was the best player in the finals was the same amount of times Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's just the other 4 times he wasn't. Okay. Same amount of championship.
7 or 8.
No, I'm trying to understand because Travis, you and I both know. Travis, you and I both know. Mac Jeff, you especially know. Winning a Finals MVP, does not automatically mean he was the best player on that team.
Oh no,
we don't know
that. Like I think Kareem got robbed in 1980, but I don't think there's
facts.
But I don't think.
Go ahead, Twin. But before Twin, hold on. But Travis, I didn't ask you why you had Jordan above Kareem because we all know his bias. I asked you when, in your opinion, did Michael Jordan surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Definitely 98 then, because, or you could say when he, I mean, the totality of his career, like who's sitting there saying like, well, like watching all the seasons and be like, okay, now he's over him. Like you could say like when he like won his like third Finals MVP if you really want to split hairs, but to me it's like you look back, we have the ability to look back and at the totality of their careers and be like, okay, like I value this combination of accolades and statistical achievements and analytics more than player B. But it's not really biased. It's like you can make an argument for them. And if you like the argument for Kareem over Jordan is what? Like more points?
No, longevity, awards, more impactful towards winning, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like Kareem was dominant. Kareem was dominant for like 12 years.
No. Literally, the entire Michael Jordan played 15 seasons. That's the length of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's prime.
Okay. No.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, I would say. I'm
assuming. Thanks for answering that question, Travis. We have other people on the platform. I'm assuming that your answer was 2003. Twin man. When did Michael Jordan and LeBron James pass up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Michael Jordan never passed Kareem. They bestowed the GOAT on Jordan. He's never passed Kareem. That's why every Kareem fan was pissed off when they was calling Jordan the GOAT, because he never passed Kareem.
LeBron?
In my opinion, LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he took the all-time scoring record. He had to do, and for you to beat Kareem, you have to play at least 15 years plus awesome basketball, period.
Kareem's teammates say
period.
I mean, that's kind of true. Jordan don't have the longevity to surpass Kareem.
So why would Kareem's teammates say Michael's the GOAT?
Not all of Kareem's teammates say that.
Why would his coach and the guy who drafted him say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT? It doesn't matter. What matters is what these brothers did on the court. Anybody can say anything.
Pat Riley.
Okay, so Michael Jordan's top 5 and 2
Can I respond to that real quick? Sturdy? I don't care who says what. You know who says Kareem is better than Jordan? Kareem's resume says he's better. That's what says he's better than Jordan. Kareem's resume says it. That's why I always ask that question.
I mean, you can make an argument, but it's not like you can't pretend like the argument doesn't go the other way. Like their accolades match up pretty well.
Kareem got hurt in Magic rookie season.
You can't dismiss Jordan's 4 more Finals MVPs as just nothing. And also, he has more seasonal awards than Kareem does as well. What does Kareem have besides just like some totals?
He does not have more seasonal awards, Travis. I don't know why you keep thinking leading the league in a stat is an award. It's not an award. It's a stat. And even then, with his 15 years of doing so, Travis, yes, Michael Jordan, when he retired, he ended up being top 5 in 2 major statistical categories. But in comparison to Kareem, when he retired, he finished top 3 in 3 out of 5 major statistical categories. And one of those categories, they didn't even track all of it.
Let me ask
So
this.
again, what are we using to say Kareem was well over Jordan other than 1 more MVP?
I just told you more impact towards winning, more longevity.
Jordan didn't have Kareem in 03.
That's not even how you rank players, though, Sturdy. I know it's not how you rank them either.
But players like that back in the day.
No, MacDuff. In my opinion, the reason why to answer my own question, I proposed that I want to get your question as well, your answer as well as New World and the brother down there, Kingdom Killer. The reason why I never had Jordan above Kareem because by my criteria, how I judge players, impact towards winning, your performance in the playoffs, longevity, and a little bit of accolades. In majority of those categories, Jordan don't beat Kareem. That's why, Travis, I never understood the notion of it. He don't. But let's go to, but for LeBron has to retire for me to say he's greater than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Also, Kareem had the most help in NBA history. Like, what are we talking about?
That's not true, bro.
That's not true either.
That's not even. That's very true.
And then once again, Travis. Hold on. Please, back there. I just want to say this real quick. Travis, that does not matter. What matters is how that player performs, what the help he receives. Now, quality of help he receives. Because Travis.
Though, man, help don't matter though. Help don't matter. Nobody's
Okay,
sitting around here.
sure, let's pretend like help doesn't matter,
Nobody wants their greatest player to go out and win championships with nobody on their roster, with a bunch of bums. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to play in that scenario. Jordan spent, just like Killer Kingdom was saying, how Jordan had a trash team. He spent the whole 80s hating on the GM of the Bulls because they wouldn't give him the team that he thought would help him win a championship. Jordan sat there and thought that he couldn't win a championship by himself. He knew he couldn't win one by himself. You need a team to win the game of basketball.
No one's saying you don't need a team to win the game, but there are levels to it.
Stop. No, there's no levels to it. The levels
There's definitely levels to it.
The levels is what Gilbert Arenas said, that you don't control teams' franchises. You don't control who signs with your team or not. You don't control coaching. You don't control so many aspects that make you. Nobody controls that. No player controls that.
LeBron don't control that?
LeBron don't control none of that.
Wow.
He has no control over none of that.
You just that's complete delusion.
That's not delusional.
If he had control of it, Carmelo, he would have been teammates with Carmelo.
So let me ask you this. When Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers, who went and talked to Russell Westbrook to beg him to come to the Lakers?
Nobody begged Russell Westbrook to come to the Lakers. Russell Westbrook was going to get traded regardless.
New World, don't answer him. Let's let him finish, because once I start answering him, he's going to act like his phone don't work again. Continue the question so I can answer you. Go ahead. Go. What's the question again, please?
I don't forgot the question, man.
Exactly, because you don't know
you ignoring my question.
The question was who begged Westbrook to join the Lakers. Even if we want to accept what you said, so we are not delusional.
You ain't gotta accept what I said. It's documented. LeBron and Anthony Davis went to Russell Westbrook to get him to come to the LA.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Sit your ass down.
This is what happened when you don't let me speak. You ask me to answer the fucking question. You have to shut the fuck up and let me answer the fucking question.
What the fuck you doing here? If you can't take it, sit your ass down.
Now, again, to answer your question, if we want to accept the whatever tabloids that you read that said LeBron James was begging Westbrook to join the Lakers, that doesn't mean Rob Pelinka will accept Westbrook. Not only that, is the team that has Westbrook is just going to give away Westbrook because LeBron James was begging for it. You guys talk narratives, you don't talk basketball. That's why you don't let me speak, because your ass gets cooked every fucking time.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Bronny earned the Lakers spot? Is that what you're saying? LeBron had nothing to do with that, right?
Yes, he did. He earned his Lakers spot because other teams wanted to draft him.
All right, man.
All right.
You're
You ready to report? Kingdom.
Bye-bye.
Kingdom. Bye. Get the fuck out of here then. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that's how you expose a Zesty Jeffrey who can't talk basketball. Because what they want to do is ask you questions so that when you give them an answer, they can say, oh, that's crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. They want to just dismiss everything you say because anything that they say, there is no proof of it. We're just supposed to believe it. When we all know there were several other teams outside of the Los Angeles Lakers who were interested in drafting Bronny James. The Lakers were not the only NBA team that actually worked him out. So that tells you that they were interested in drafting Bronny James, that they were willing to work him out. A private workout means I am interested in you. This is why you guys can't talk basketball. This is why you can sit here and lie and say LeBron James is a GM because you don't know nothing that a GM has to do to make a team work together in the game of basketball. You don't know the game. This is why we show up every Sunday noon Eastern time to talk the game of basketball. If you want me in specific, I go live every Friday night for the Friday night exposure. I don't run from you, Zesty Jeffries. I give you the mic. I let Killer, this man just sat here and talked and lied the whole fucking time. All he did was talk narratives and couldn't prove his narratives and got upset when we didn't agree with his narratives. That's how they want to talk the game. So first off, we want to thank Travis. We want to thank Craig. We want to thank John. You guys always show up every Sunday without any questions asked. All we do is send you the link. Thank you for showing up every Sunday and making GOAT James Kingdom Sunday show wonderful, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Also, we want to thank all our GOAT James Kingdom members. That's Sturdy, that's Twin Man, that's Ishmael, that's Juan Boy, that's everybody else that we know that are GOAT James Kingdom members. Thank you for your support. And if you want to check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, all you got to do is go to our channel on YouTube, and they'll ask you to join our membership, and you go ahead and check out all the perks for becoming a GOAT James Kingdom member, which we have 3 separate perks. It only costs $4.99 to support what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. In fact, we also want to show love and support to the 2 gentlemen who gave us super chats today. That was Mr. Zion and also Mr. Maybacks. Thank you for your super chat. But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everything that you guys do because like I told you, we are the Clutch Sports Hitmen. We do this every Sunday, noon Eastern time. We open up the mic for people so that y'all can talk the game of basketball. We want to thank Mac Def. We want to thank Ron James. We want to thank all the other guys that showed up here. I don't know. I can't remember all your names. Thank you guys for all showing up and giving us your take. Thanks to P5. Thanks to everybody. Again, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Beely and I will do this again next Sunday. And if you have anything that you want to discuss, just show up on a Sunday afternoon. Hit the link. But like I told you, you're always safe in the comments. So peace and blessings. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
You got knocked the fuck out, bitch! Yeah!
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. You get to enjoy B. Lee and A. Johnny talk basketball every Sunday noon Eastern time right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Support by subscribing and also check out the membership at GOAT James Kingdom.